Good evening, everyone, and welcome. This is Twitch Game Night, where you get to play board games with us. This is one of our featured spotlight sessions here, where we try to bring on new and exciting games that are currently either going to be or on Kickstarter, so we can show them off and get some attention to them. But a little quick introduction for all of us. I'm Matt.
I'm Josh.
I'm Ann. I'm Twitch Proxy.
And this is
I am Mark from Biogenius Games.
And we're super excited to have him on yet again.
And although I usually play with you guys and you guys control the board, this time I'm going to sit back, let them play, and speed through the process a little bit.
That's your cup coaster.
That's my cup coaster, skull cup coaster. It's my awesome loaded dice glass.
Everybody?
Shameless plug.
Check them out. They're awesome.
Loaded Dice is currently on Kickstarter right now. Just got funded. I told you to do it, John. Congrats.
Can you do your job? Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, so now it's time for my shameless plug. Ladies and gentlemen of Twitch Game Night, we really need your help. I want to take this time, if you don't mind. I'm just going to
Go for it.
Okay, you did your introduction. So I get to take over. All right, so we're making a little bit of an announcement before I make a big announcement a little bit later on. We're getting some people some time to get onto the stream. Last week, when we launched our game, Tales from the Taverns, Legend of Goblins Past, we put up a pledge level on our pledge. That is something that usually happens on every one of our pledges. We put it up there with no intention of people really buying into it or doing it. More like a joke or something that's a conversational stream. And an individual decided to click on it and back it. I think the individual had the right mind frame, that they state of mind. They had their good intentions at heart, but as we all know, sometimes good intentions are paved.
The road to hell is paved with
Good intentions, yeah.
That's what it
Sorry.
is.
And they effectively stalled our campaign because of how many few backers there were. People thought it was hinky. It took a lot of going back and forth to finally get that pledge removed. The pledge level's now down. Unfortunately, our campaign has stalled up until today. So we want to thank Brandon from Battle Monkeys from pledging on there. So we need your help. If everybody could, please, if they only could pledge, if you don't have a lot of money, pledge at least $1. We will thank you personally, each and every single person that pledges through the thing, and you will now become nubs.
Nubs?
Yes, all of the evil genius backers are minions, all of the thwarted backers are henchmen, goblins are nubs. So please, if you can, Twitch Proxy, put that
Absolutely.
up there, and let's get some things going. And if you could back it, we definitely appreciate it. This is a great little product. We have great things planned for it, and we're going to be making a special announcement right now where we are going to have shot glasses as our first stretch goal of $11,000. We will have little Tales from the Taverns goblin images, and I forgot to send you the image. Oh my god, I'm such a horrible person.
How could you?
Don't we get to pick
We
from two characters?
Huh?
No.
Yeah, you do. You get to pick everything.
Told them.
Look who's paying attention.
Look who's watching now.
There. Now you get to pick.
Hey, people are following me. Cool.
There you go. I gave you choices. Oh, so it didn't matter, did it, Josh?
Not man, I didn't complain about that.
I got my awesome chick Rigga here, so we were going to
He
be.
just pulled it out and he didn't want to actually put the game right.
So let's talk about a little bit what we did this weekend. We were at Treasure Coast.
Treasure Coast Comic-Con up in Port St. Lucie, and that was very exciting. Mark was running the gaming section of that. And it was a smaller con, but I think we all had a great time there. And it was definitely good to get out there and get our feet wet in the con circuit as well.
Absolutely.
It was a really great event to go to and do. I mean, for that room, for the board game industry, we had
Awesome room.
Stephen Avery there. Great game designer, all around fun guy to be around. So
He was
positive.
a lot
He was a
of
blast.
fun. When we all went to go and play board games,
Oh my god, he was hysterical.
he was.
Stephen Avery can also get people in a lot of trouble.
And he gave Matt shit, which I appreciated.
Language.
Sorry.
Stuff.
Oh,
Stop.
I'm
Even poop.
gonna be Daddy Mark this. Now I'm gonna be everybody. Who's your daddy? I'm your daddy.
Okay, fair enough.
We're gonna try to be nice. We're gonna try to be good today.
He
Nice-
gave Matt
nice guy
a hard
games.
time, which I appreciated.
So does this mean I can let the children watch the stream today?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
This
that
one is-
way, if you curse, they can come here in person
Perfect.
and chastise you.
Perfect. Okay.
That sounds good.
So lately, I've been a negative influence on these individuals, and the reason why I'm looking at my phone is not because I'm moving around. I have just sent the image of the shot glass to TP. TP is going to be able to send it over.
I
We
like
see?
it.
No, you will.
Give me your
You
phone.
have your own phone there.
I like it. I'm blind. I can't do that.
Ooh, this is awesome.
Can you see it? Can you see it now? Can you see it
I
now?
can see it, I just can't read what it says.
All right.
And Josh, how can I post this in?
Just send them up. Oh, he sent the
He
image.
sent the image. Yeah.
If
sent
you
the
could
image.
save it and upload it to
Put it on Twitter.
I can put it on Twitter.
I
didn't link it for Twitter. I'm
Awesome,
sorry.
Okay.
Now,
No.
do you want to show me the picture?
No, you can go on Twitter.
Oh my god, crap.
So I was a little bit more prepared, but I had to get Lance, Undead Viking, had to get him home this morning. So I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go drive him to Orlando Airport.
Oh, you gotta go to Orlando?
And then
Yeah, take him to Orlando, then
You had to take him to Orlando.
not?
and then drive
Why
home
not
back.
on Palm Beach?
Palm Beach.
We're not going to discuss that.
The logic that it said it, apparently.
The logic is, you know, if it's one of those things, I would have been if I was doing the ticketing and all that, and just handling the individuals for Treasure Coast Comic Con for myself. That a lot of things would have handled. A lot of things
Yeah.
would have. It's always hindsight 2020. We'll just put it at that. Lance and I, it was cool because I got one-on-one time with Lance like all night, and we went out and we watched the Vikings game. We had some wings. I went to order 10 wings. Evidently, I got 20 wings. I didn't realize I said 20, and I said, "Oh, I got too many." And Lance goes, "No, you ordered 20." I was like, He goes, "Good." So, and then I came home and I fell asleep, and I woke up at like 1 o'clock to drilling out my doors and all this other stuff because I was not a happy camper. So, we're getting lights put in on the thing, and
I'm bored now.
Okay, so. As we segue away, is it up there? Is it up there? Is it up there?
I'm working on it now.
I'm still on the segue there. But yeah, Treasure
You're
Coast
being
Comic-Con.
chastised.
Uh-oh.
I'm being chastised?
Unless Rose, you didn't stop by to say hi while you were up there. For shame.
Who? What?
Spiral?
Endless Spiral?
Oh, in Orlando? Yeah, Endless Spiral. Brandon? Yeah, I was not stopping because I was going to go and sleep. Lance kept me up to 1 o'clock in the morning watching the World Series of Poker and was reading off the NFL's "This is your team," or really why your team sucks. And it was hilarious.
There
If
we
you
go.
have a chance for him to do it, it's really hilarious when Lance says. Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, no, Treasure Coast Comic Con, we had a great time over there. And for all of you who didn't get a chance to watch our streams this weekend, you can go back and watch. I think we uploaded it to YouTube now.
I'm working on them getting up to YouTube.
They're on the long side of things.
Yeah, I'm kind of editing them, but they are available on Twitch.
Right. So right now they're available on Twitch. So we actually had a chance to live stream from the event, and we were live streaming all day on Saturday.
The thumbnails for the videos on Twitch are Aaron and Josh sitting at an empty table.
Oh.
I promise you.
It's more exciting than that.
The
Yes.
Mr. Mumble show that you
It
guys
was,
left for me
I
to do.
promise you those thumbnails are incredibly misleading.
And we actually did have a panel that we presented on where it was basically what it's like to live stream on Twitch. And we had a couple people turn out for that, and we broadcasted that. It was a lot of fun. And then Josh was actually asked to be on another panel as well. So you want to be a board game reviewer. And for those of you who are friends with us on Facebook, I'm sure you saw we were live streaming bits
We
and
live
pieces
streamed
of that.
everything. Like I appreciate that you guys allowed us to do that. I mean,
Oh.
though it is
Oh, they
better to
did.
ask for forgiveness than permission. So
No, you guys. I totally said you guys could live stream it. That's what the expectation was.
Well, we
that you better be
appreciated that
streaming.
because a lot of our followers said that they
There you go.
we got a follower.
He let me see it on his phone.
We also got a chance to play the match game twice.
Oh, yeah.
The first one was the board game industry one. The second one was the Marku 42 guys.
How do we get like how can we host something like that next time? Because that was
Yeah,
super
that's
fun.
smart.
The entire time.
I wonder if we know somebody that might have been in charge of all that stuff.
If you know who that is, you should
I know we
let us
really
know.
should. I wonder who that
You know, I heard how awesome they did that con because I would like to know who they are. I
Yes,
know that you
really
did a shitty job, but they did awesome.
I know that you really
Language.
Sorry.
Poopy job.
Poopy job.
David is going to come here.
Good.
poop. You know what? I need a squirt bottle. That's
You
what
do
it
need a
is.
squirt. I
No, shot collar. That's it. Shot collar.
Yeah.
We'll all be scared to say a curse word. Damn it! That's not a curse.
I know you really want Matt so that you could come and abuse him.
I mean, that's what.
But that was my favorite part of the whole
You
con
know,
was coming up and playing Doctor Who stuff because
I was trying.
I'm
I
a
wrote
movie
it.
in.
I thought it way too late. What I was going to do is I was going to draw a card on there and say I'm a game designer, and this is my thing that's going up there, and I'm going to say, hey, come here. Take a card, and it was next time it's going to be beautiful because you're not going to win. You're not going to win. And why did she not say to
Stop.
infinity and beyond?
I don't know.
That was like so perfect. I even went
because
like
it
this
was
to
my
her.
job to win.
I went like this to her. I don't know if you guys saw it. I was
Also-
so
What were you
cheating.
to-
Oh
my
yeah.
God.
Can we talk about how I got cheated out of a copy of Evil Genius Death Ray?
Nope.
You know who won't be cheated out of a copy of Evil Genius Death Ray?
Kagura?
backer or follower because we're gonna be giving away one this stream.
Ah, very
Thanks
good.
to Mark.
Guess who's going in the competition?
You
Gundar?
can try going
You
to the
still don't
competition.
get it.
I know. No, it's wait. What is the announcement that usually happens with radios?
Oh,
Families and
family and friends
employees
of employees are not eligible to win. the
Ten-
No,
competition.
Okay.
employees.
Yeah.
Families and friends of employees cannot win this. Are not eligible to win.
I'm
so.
not friends with anybody here.
What?
Is that right?
Too bad. So sad. You work here. And you're on the
Was that
street.
first point giveaway?
What? Exclamation point giveaway.
So a little brief detail about that. For every minute that you're watching our stream, you get 1 point. You can redeem 25 points for a ticket. Everyone gets 1 ticket for free in the beginning, and you can redeem those tickets for raffle entries for the giveaway of your own copy of Evil Genius Death Ray at the end of the stream.
To find out how many points that you have, you do exclamation point points, and it'll tell you how many you have. Exclamation point tickets space how many tickets you want to
Ticket,
purchase.
I believe.
Ticket. Yeah.
Ticket.
Ticket.
And you get how many points for watching? You get points for watching, just hang out.
I
One
just
point
explained this
watching.
like 10 seconds
No,
ago.
I want one
Thank you.
bajillion points right now.
And if you're like Mark, you can be a gambling addict too. You can
Yes.
give your points away.
I wouldn't chastise Mark for being a gambling addict if I were you, TP.
So exclamation mark points, it shows that I have 8,751
I don't know how many points I have. Oh, wait, let me-
That's a lot of entries.
Does this thing have me locked in? Let's see.
And then,
So you can
yeah, the only thing about the giveaway is if you are international and you want to go in the giveaway, you're more than welcome, but
It's so small.
you're going to have to help us out with shipping. That's the only thing, because it's not cheap to ship.
No, it isn't. It's actually to the EU. It's $35.74.
Final Genius Games has just been giving 5,000 points.
Somebody.
But friends and family are not eligible to win, so it does absolutely nothing.
I don't care. Wait, I so want to win a copy of Evil Genius Death Ray. What's the time check?
Alright, we're at
8:15.
8:15 right now.
15? Okay,
8:15.
so we'll do 2 more minutes of the random things of all
Okay.
that. But I don't know about you guys, but I had a great time hanging out with everybody.
Oh, we did.
Absolutely.
Zev from WizKids was there. Stephen Avery was there. Ken Shannon. Lloyd Concheca. Jeff Corbo.
She got it on in the office.
Yeah, that's my fault. I turned her computer audio back.
Oh, I
Oh, yay, bark time.
Party time!
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, just as a
It's like
shout out,
another-
thank you for everyone who followed us at the con, who showed up and talked to us
Yeah.
and is here because they saw us there. Thank you for coming
Everyone
and joining our
loves a good
stream,
echo.
and hopefully you like us enough to stick around.
That'd be awesome.
And thanks to everybody that was not part of the industry or the ones that were there that we're going to be naming or have named for coming up to Treasure Coast and hanging out. A few people did win some games up there. Everybody that did the play to win stuff, they got theirs. They're not going to be sent out for another week though, because I'm going on an airplane tomorrow.
To where?
I'm
Some
going
Alaska?
to where am I going?
That's good.
Access or something?
Aren't you going to meet up with your
I'm going to
people?
Dallas. I'll be at Dallas. That's right.
Curse
Till
Infinity
Monday.
is now following you. Thanks, Curse Infinity. That is
That's
Corey from
Corey.
7 and 7.
Yeah.
Corey.
Jeff,
Love you,
we
brother.
don't
Stop.
remember him because we were 24/7 drunk bourbon.
No,
Okay.
7 and 7.
All right, so-
Fun game.
I have a special announcement to make today.
And thank you for all the followers. I've seen my phone go up.
Yeah, our phone's blowing up. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
Okay, let me
Just
see.
spelled my own name wrong.
Who spelled their own name wrong?
Jeff?
Jeff.
Jeff?
Jeff.
Good job, Jeff.
Oh, goodness.
Burba. Burba. So, before we go into this, I got to tell this real quick funny story about Club Med. So this will be perfect because it gives more people time to get in here that are going to be
The late.
the late crowd. All right, so when Jeff and I checked in, everybody keeps saying that I make up stories or only like these crazy things have got to be embellished that happen to me. And we go to Club Med, we get in there, and this guy is Omar. He's going to check us in and all that. He gets the stuff out of the golf cart. And the golf cart's about is longer than this table. Loads everything up, puts it in there, and he just takes us out there. As he's driving us over to the place, he's giving like a brief tour of the place, and we passed by volleyball courts. He goes, yeah, they start this up around 9 o'clock in the morning, and the view is great. Go to another volleyball court. He goes, this one starts up around 10, and the view is great. We go to our building, and he points through to another volleyball court. That one starts up around 9 o'clock as well. The view is great, and you can probably see that from your room. He goes, then you got the Infinity Room with one of the best bars there, and the view is great. So he's doing all this stuff, right? So then he goes, and we go to get out because we're right, like he goes to pull up, and he goes, don't worry, I'm going to give you guys door-to-door service. So he pulls into the building, and this building's got this beautiful courtyard and these things and like corridors and stuff to go down. So he goes to pull in and make a right-hand turn. There's no way in hell this cart's making it. So he goes up and he goes and he scrapes the side of the wall. He hits the front wall. And he didn't hit it hard, but he like goes to back up there. He's like, screw it. So then he decides to go straight through the courtyard that is lush with all sorts of landscaping. He's like, there's no way this thing could naturally navigate through here. He's running over bushes on either side, taking out things. He runs around this one side, and he gets me smack dab in the face with his big old palm frond, right in the face, and I'm like, I'm dying, I'm cracking up. And he goes pulling up to this thing, like and he's like stopping to see if there's room to. I finally gets up there and he stops me right at a wall, so I can't even get out of the car. So we get out, we put the stuff in there. We have to go rush back over to the convention hall.
Right.
So we go to get back in. He goes to take us back. So the smart thing would be to go drive up a little bit further because you could tell that he could turn around and go back out the way he came. So it'd be a little bit safer. Does he do that? No. He first tries going this way into one area. Nope. Trees, bushes, all that ain't working. He tries backing back up. And he's trying to go through and navigate. And I figure, okay, good. If he just goes this way straight, right back the way he came, we'll be great. Nope, he decides to go right and goes to another turn. So he's like, oh, don't worry, guys. I drove long haul, like logging truck. Okay. Jeff's in the back seat saying, it ain't gonna fit. It ain't gonna fit. It ain't gonna fit. And he's like, this is not happening. So it took us like 5 minutes. We could have walked back to our car at this point. He finally gets us around the corner, and I'm just sitting there. I'm giggling so hard because I know what's going to happen next. When we turned the corner, he took out more bushes, started spinning out on the bushes. We get up to where we first came in, and like I said before, you cannot make the turn. So he goes up, he hits it. It's like Austin Powers.
Yeah.
So Jeff and I get out of the car, we take the thing and just He-Man it over, and we leave. And then he gets our hopes up because we go up there because then we found out there's day passes at Club Med. It's all you can eat, all you can drink liquor for, if you stay in there, $140 a day per person. Not bad. Not bad when you calculate all that stuff. 3 straight meals a day. We didn't know the food was going to be beef Wellington, duck, and all this other great food, so it was even a better deal.
Right.
So he goes, oh, they got date. I was like, and I made the comment that some of our people are back at the con and they're staying in another hotel, and that they would probably love to eat here. He goes, oh, there's day passes for like $55 a person, but they got 2-for-1 deals. I was like, holy crap, $27.50? That'd be an awesome deal.
Yeah.
So because he got our hopes up, I went inside. They're like, oh no, that's just a coupon. We don't have that coupon right now. So I had to do some wheeling and dealing for Friday, but we ended up getting it done. So that was the funny story of Club Med.
The Austin Powers golf cart.
All right. Anyways, everybody's there, so let's go ahead and we're gonna do tag out, tag team. I'm in.
Oh God, what's happening?
What's happening?
Let's sit center stage for his big announcement.
Uh-oh.
See, it's just better when I'm talking and I go to say what I have to say and I'm actually facing the
He actually
camera.
has like a speech prepared.
I know why.
It's 2 pages.
It's actually 3.
Oh god, I'm gonna get
Is there a way that I can make Mark completely big, take off everything else but Mark?
3. Technically.
Because you're in the
I'm
bottom,
the
you're in the
newscaster
bottom
right
of the
now
camera.
with papers. You gotta go.
Unique news.
I can
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I need
Hi,
somebody to take a
Ron
screenshot
Burgundy.
right now of Matt and his
Well,
dad.
that escalated quickly. You can't read. Stop reading it, Matt. Cheater.
I can't read.
That's it. Are we good?
I'm the
You
one
are
that
good
can't.
and you are
Yes,
center
Oh, okay.
This is a special news bulletin brought to you by Twitch Game Night. All right. Actually, what I really want to do is just thank you all that attended Treasure Coast Comic Con. So I'm going to get a little mushy here. While we had some surprises at the convention and challenges this year at the convention, I want to personally thank some people during the stream tonight. Give me the water. I'm going to need it.
Are you
So
gonna cry?
nervous?
I'm probably going to cry.
Get the Kleenex.
Aw, Get the Kleenex.
This time I was the first time I was front and center, a position of authority at a convention. And if you've never been there before, I can tell you right now, whatever you do, don't yell at the convention staff. It's not their damn fault. Especially if they said, it's not my damn fault. Sorry. I love being at Treasure Coast this year. I cannot wait to do it again next year. I got the chance to see some great old friends, Stephen Avery. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you, Ken, Lloyd, Jeff. Love you all. I also made Club Med regret the decision about the beds they put us into. So we checked in. It was supposed to be 2 beds. It was a queen. We said we need 2 beds. Me and Jeff are not together, and we're and instead of giving us 2 queen beds, they came in, took our king bed away, and then or separated the king bed evidently, and it was
And now
2
you got
twin
2
beds.
twins?
Yeah, it was. Oh, it was hilarious. First, let me thank the lovely people here at Twitch Game Night. Without them, we wouldn't be able to be here right now telling everybody about this. I would have to be doing this on my Facebook page, but instead I'd rather doing it then. So, Josh, Matt,
Aww.
and a lovely TP, and also Aaron, he's not here, but I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for
He
letting me.
says thank you. You didn't forget about him. He
I don't
appreciates
forget
that.
anybody. And also, I wrote it down here so I wouldn't forget. All right. So, with the thank yous I want to give to everybody who's out there, I want to start off with John McGann. Thank you for giving this misfit group of great people a location to showcase board games and advance the hobby in the area, in the Port St. Lucie area. Thank you for putting so much of yourself into the convention and grow something great and bring entertainment to thousands of people. And thank you for giving this. It copied and pasted. That's awesome. I get to say it twice. No.
Call for free, Mark.
Was there a word
Thank
count?
you for sort of putting yourself so much into this convention to grow something great, bringing entertainment to thousands of people in the Treasure Coast area. You are awesome. I cannot wait to work with you again. Get so much needed rest, my friend. You were just about as burnt as I was. To Sarah McCall, she was our newest volunteer, our newest minion. Thank you so much for dropping everything at the drop of the hat to come to Treasure Coast to help Jeff and I do this show. Without you helping and doing the volunteer work, we probably would have not done what we did at the show. So thank you so much. Can't wait to work with you some more. Much love. Lloyd Conchica, or whatever I'll butcher your name. As always, brother, thank you for just being there. You always have a way of making me laugh just by standing there. As somebody said, mopey face, resting mopey face. I enjoy working with you immensely. You know what, Lloyd? Just shut up. Walter Brian Ortiz. We've decided a new name for you. Instead of Walter or Brian, or Walter Brian as we've been calling you, you should now be known as WB. Thank you for being at the con, and I can't wait to work with you on that game that we have coming out. Secret. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Sim! B-Fran, huge thank you for coming out, brother. That was John DeFrancisco, the other one of the 2. He was a great guy.
Oh, he's
out there.
awesome.
Your energy and eagerness to come out there and just the way that you let things flow off your release, you're always my brother. Known him for years. Let's see. Patrick Siebert and Brian Fiore. Gentlemen, I cannot thank you two enough for all that you did with the panels, with the match game, with the second match game, with the industry interviews, everything that you two guys did with all the gear that you picked up at the drop of the hat to come here and do for us at Treasure Coast. You took so much off of my shoulders. It was a breath of fresh air. Sorry I ran you ragged having to do all that stuff, but I think it turned out to be a really great thing that we did on. I think almost everybody loved it.
Absolutely.
We had a lot of people going around, and for God's sakes, Patrick, learn how to say my bleeping name. Sirens. Sirens.
I saw that was tagged on Facebook.
Sirens. Stephen Avery, I cannot express how much I appreciate you coming to the con. Even without realizing it, you made my day on several occasions with us a word or phrase. The event was very stressful with some stuff that did not work out as we planned, and you, sir, are one of the people who made this convention great. I was truly honored by your words when you spoke to me on Saturday night, and honestly, it got me through the rest of the weekend.
They're giving you crap about your name.
That's why I'm not looking at chat. Lance Mixer, otherwise known as the Undead Viking, awesome board game reviewer. Follow him on YouTube. You simply rock. You are the rock. On the beach, standing tall, strong amongst crashing waves. Your calm presence and demeanor and great philosophy were a refreshing change and made things great at the con. And please, read me more. This is your team. Your reading that, man, had me cracking up so hard my face still hurts. All right. John T. Carter. Hex.
Hex!
Loaded dice. Dude, you need to be one of my convention buddies. You're simply too fun to be around. Your laugh can be heard all the way across the hall. It's infectious. Simply put, man, you can be my con wingman anytime. I'll make sure not to drive a Scion. Inside joke. You got it.
I have
Oh yeah, well, big guys in a Scion XB just don't fit.
Okay.
Especially the passenger side. Zev from WizKids, thanks for coming to the convention, taking the time to talk with all the designers present. You honestly made that great for so many different people on such a level by just being there to talk to them and taking time out of your busy schedule. We greatly appreciate you coming out and being a special guest at Treasure Coast. Avi and Vinny from Double Exposure and Envoy. Thank you so much for stepping up to help with some organization of the con. You really brought some stuff to us really quick. Your quick thinking and ability to adapt really helped us make a great event for the Play to Win area. And I believe somebody won the Dimensions tournament too. So we had enough to do that. So thank you very much, and I look forward to working with you. Drop page. Ken, Shannon, you rock, man. It was cool what you did at the Holiday Inn. How you were able to get the room up there for people to hang out, chill out in. I'm glad I was able to assist you with that, make sure that we got the bigger room. Your positive attitude is also very infectious. Just in all how your mind works, man. You have so many great game ideas. I'm glad you're here. Cannot wait to start working with you in the future. Page. Frank Alberts, Zappy Games. I'm sorry you had to go solo this weekend, but I'm glad you made it out with us. You're awesome, always my friend. Thanks for the advice on Sunday. It was well needed and worth it. You make me laugh and at just the right time. Monkey, not Monkey at Doom Games. Brandon, you guys at Battle Monkeys. I know it's short notice, but it really helped us out in the pinch. Thanks on the panel. Thanks very much for understanding the power issue that you had in your booth. Thank you for not making my life a living hell over it. Thanks for being totally understanding, really chill, really relaxed with some of the challenges that we had. I honestly, truly thank you for not being one of those guys. I can't wait for you to go with us to other cons. You and the Battle Monkeys crew are great, and I cannot wait until next time. Deanna Reeves and Deanna, Georgie, and Ducky. Dean Duck, thanks for coming up and being part of the crew. Thanks for driving Jeff home. He really appreciates it. I wanted you not to take him home so he just gets stuck down here and you have to be here forever. I hope you both had a great time. I know a lot of people loved you, these little critters. Heather and Victoria Mann, thanks for coming up to the event. I know it was short notice. I'm glad you were able to stay the whole weekend. I hope you had a good time interacting with everybody. Then for those that don't know, they're the ones that also are behind the scenes at the Dice Tower, the Dice Tower Con. So they do that and they put on a great show there. I want to thank Corey and Brian for also coming over. I'm sorry I could not spend more time with you guys the weekend. Obviously, it was really crazy there. I hope you got a chance to sit down with a lot of the other people and get your games looked at and all that. Mark, I'm not going to pronounce your name wrong, and Christian from the Mark Who 42 bunch. Thanks for the Mark Who 42, the match game that Ann was on. Thanks for putting it on and having a good time.
Oh my god, she ran up there so fast.
It was hilarious.
I thought she was gonna piss herself.
Oh yes, she was.
Hey.
This is okay.
Okay.
That's an okay for that.
That's a clip right there.
And to my loving wife, thank you so much.
Cry, Mark, cry.
She's really
Do it.
Cry, Mark,
What single
cry.
tear?
I see the tears.
I see it.
My wife is possibly one of the most awesome people on earth, allowing me to do this. And this sucks. No, I'm trying to get through this so we can get to the game. For her to put up with me being gone 42 weeks out of the year, running around doing all this stuff, with the strength to deal with my two little hellions, love you, honey. And this one's also going to make me cry. Jeffrey Norman Barbeau, thank you for being my rock this entire weekend. With my responsibilities at this convention, all the stuff for Wild Genius Games was on your shoulders. You ran the booth, you made the best of the convention, you kept me solid. We had to make some magic with what happened in the back corner where the staff got shifted, or the special guest got shifted. You were on point left and right. You kept me centered when I was going to lose my goddamn mind. You were steady, calm, and demeanor, kept me level and on point. From time to time, we checked into the hotel. From the time I got hit in the face with the pompron, from the Mad Dog driving Omar to the bed situation, I truly could not have done any of this without you. You had so many hats to wear this weekend. I am surprised you always found a smile on your face. It was the free drinks at Club Med, wasn't it? You are simply one of the most awesome people I know, even if you drop the F-bomb on the panel.
I would do that.
There was like an 8-year-old in the front row.
I would still do that.
You, sir, are a gentleman and scholar. I thank all of you that came to Treasure Coast for all of you being there. Keep your eyes out for more great things to come. And let's play Tales from the Tavern, Legends of the Goblins Past, Drop Page. I know.
And there's no way we can compete with that little
Josh?
speech, but
He needs a hug.
It's
No,
okay.
I don't.
He's now shown his weaknesses. We can take
But-
him down now.
there's no way we can compete.
Can we take a second? I know that you just went through, obviously, the papers that you care so much about on your speech. I think that all of us would really like to thank you for all of your hard work this week. And let you know that you really. Oh, that's ugly. Can you turn around when I do this? This was our first con for you guys, and it was awesome. We were very nervous. We didn't know what to expect, and we had a blast the whole weekend. I've done other industry shows, not Comic-Con shows, and it's boring when you gotta be the booth girl and stand there and hawk stuff. But it was.
the booth girl this
I
weekend.
know. So, but it was so much fun, and the people that you got together were a great group of people. We've talked about, we've talked about how the Twitch streamer group has been really great and really kind and really accepting, and they tout your stream, and it's all very good. It was so cool to wake up the next morning and see everybody on Facebook. Hey, thank you to you and all, and the.
Does anybody else's? What the?
I'm blind.
I'm trying to kill you.
No, but
I know. I'm now well
It's
lit.
like everyone in this
Turn that just a
community.
little bit more. You're gonna blind me.
Everyone in this community has been so welcoming.
And we had.
It's like right at my eye level. No,
Good.
turn
Here.
it like.
So one of the, actually
I
this
do.
morning, and in our group chat that we have for TGN here, Anne actually said almost that exactly. She's just like, I really love the Twitch community and the followers that we have, and everyone's been very supportive and kind and everything. But I didn't expect it to be so much of that, if not more, in the IRL community.
I did.
You actually say IRL.
Yes.
So, and it was so amazing meeting all these people, just feeling so included. So,
And
thank
we look
you.
forward to seeing all of you again, really.
When I got to go in a little bit just before I go into this, when I got approached to handle the gaming area for Treasure Coast, John is an awesome individual. He's got great passion, great heart. There was just like a cluster of things that could not be controlled for this time. But when he came up to me, he goes, "Who do you want to be at this event? Who is it that you want to see? Who is it that? What would bring in the best people to give the people the best experience that are there?" And right off the top of my head, there was a few others that I wanted to come, but it was just a matter of the first two out of my mouth was Stephen Avery and Undead Viking. And I wanted Patrick Seabrook to be there to do stuff to do the panels and do the streaming and do the interviews.
I'm gonna be blunt and honest. When I first saw the Playing Board Games website, I saw the picture of Patrick Seabrook, and yeah, that too. And
Just
No,
got played.
Just got
there's
played.
another Twitch streamer called Playing Board Games, and for whatever reason, I have just got played and Playing Board Games.
Isn't that the
confusing.
one you
I'm
have the
so
hot song?
no, that's cricket.
Oh,
That's cricket.
It's totally. I apologize, guys.
Just got played.
But I looked at the picture and I said, man, I don't get this guy in the button-down shirt and the tie. He doesn't look very fun. Oh my god!
Game show.
I get it
awesome.
now. He is so cool. He
If
did
he
a
was here
great
right
job
now,
as MC.
I'd probably not be able to get through that thing if he was here right now. For two reasons. One, it'd be a combination of laughing my ass off, bawling my
He's
eyes.
hysterical. He's
He
I
is-
was like, I
hilarious.
get it now.
It was just those were like the top three right off the bat. I want these three guys. And for the industry, I also wanted Zeb there so that way people can have the time to sit down and talk with various different individuals. Because, a lot of guys come up to me that when they're doing their Kickstarters and stuff like that, I give free advice and I go through and I talk to them about stuff that works and try to spitball.
We know
That's
we
what
take
this-
advantage.
Yeah, you guys took advantage of it.
We're not done.
Because I'm a business-oriented mindset, and I like to try to help people out and for everybody to be successful, and also raise the bar on board games and all that. So when I was there, I was like, man, what is it that I would want as a publisher, as a new person in the industry? Who would I want to be there? And I was like, this is like a dream team of people. I also wanted to bring up Heather Mann because to build the conventions up moving forward, South Florida market really needs some things to happen. So I wanted a lot of things to go on. So I really did get my dream team to come up and do it. I'm too bad Screech Dragon left. I think he left.
Hex left?
He's
What?
got-
Yeah,
he's got-
they got-
yeah.
Good hot date.
Yeah. So
This is
with, I
beautiful
mean,
life.
he's another one that there's certain people I really wanted at this show that could just sit there and just have a great time. Because honestly, toss all the games where I toss everything aside, just throw it all in the garbage. What you have is the individuals and people. You could take the crappiest game on the face of the earth. You could take Monopoly, one of the most, and you could have fun with the people that are there. It's the people that are at the table
Yeah.
that make the game. You tell me the most horrible piece of crap game on the face of the earth, and I can tell you what, you get the right people at the table, and it'd be more fun than the best game on the face of the earth. It's
We
all
had,
right about that.
when we got to come back, when you invited us to come back and play the board games with a group of everybody,
Oh.
it was so much fun. It reminded me.
Oh, that's who else I forgot to mention. Oh my God, Matt Underwood, the unsung hero of Zoe 101, just came up and started hanging out with us all weekend. That was great. And joining us for the Mark Who 42 match game. He was my
was
partner
so
in crime. He was my partner in crime. He's like, PG-13, right? I was like, yeah. 'Cause he saw my... I made some manly bits on a thing when I...
Yeah, we
Oh,
saw
no,
you
we
doing
saw
it.
you doing
We
it.
saw you doing it.
Oh,
Like,
it had a vein and everything.
I saw him. I saw you.
Yeah.
Keeping it
I was
PG,
like,
I saw you.
the only thing I had kept doing was looking at that family, and that family sitting right
Like,
from
only
me.
you
And I was
were
engaging
here.
that lady during that show, saying, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And I knew Patrick didn't care. Patrick was just going we were just having fun.
We had the
so,
most epic fist bump,
Yeah.
Patrick and I.
He almost fell off the stage.
It was so worth it.
So that crew at Treasure Coast was possibly some of the greatest people that you could possibly be around. And next year, it's going to be even better. The great thing is the mistakes that were made are being learned from, and they were not ignored, and it can only get better.
It's not a mistake if it's a learning experience. And if you can take something away from it and make it better.
I did my job.
I think it was awesome. We had the most
We
amazing
had.
time.
I did my job. I made sure that people had fun. I was running around with a chicken with the head cut off. I mean,
You did an
Like-
amazing job. There was no point I ever saw you sitting down or doing like.
yeah, when I was on panels.
Yeah.
Besides that, you were busting your behind, and we recognize that, and you were awesome. And
Yeah.
thank you for taking us there because it was amazing.
It was just a fun, awesome experience. You know, it was stressful. I mean, it was like the whole taking Lance to Orlando International Airport because I live in Fort Lauderdale, so that was
That's a
4 hours
3.5
drive.
hour drive for anyone who's not
No,
familiar.
it is, well, from there I was in the car for 4 hours just to
He's
get
gonna
home.
drive
to my
up
bed.
to and then back.
It's
You
up.
drive up
And then-
to from PSL to Orlando for like 2 hours, and then drive all the way back.
It was
home.
about an hour and 20. Well, let me rephrase. What's the statute of limitations on speeding?
I'm sure you're just exaggerating, right, Mark?
Wait, I was on I-95. It's had 95 all over the road. That was the speed limit, right? So, thank everybody there. It was great. I had an awesome time. The Club Med experience when we were doing Club Med, just about everything that was going on. I got some huge praise for some people that I deeply respect inside the industry, and there's going to be some awesome games coming out within the next 6 months. We have some great things coming out that we just can't discuss until art's locked down, rulebook's locked down. So, however, Twitch Game Night will be the first place it gets announced and live. So, it'll be really cool, really awesome. We just have to do some things. What I thought was great was for some of the group I brought, like John DeFrancisco, he'll be called DeFran, and WB, when they came up, their game, putting in, I know I have something good that's going to come out when Zev goes, hey guys, let's talk about this game, and wants to take the game.
Oh, that's cool.
Because he wanted to have a serious conversation about that and say, let's talk about this. And then as soon as he found out they were with me, he's like, oh no, because he got a great game from us. He was able to get it out from underneath whiz kids. I'm going to easily be out leveraged by somebody that doesn't know me. But Burke's Gambit that's coming out soon. It's a social deduction game with dice. You're an alien on a ship and all that. As soon as it comes out, I'm bringing my copy here. It's a fun, awesome game.
Awesome.
It'd probably be around December though, but it's a fun game. When I saw this at Prototype Con, I wanted it so bad. I was trying to find lines of credit to offer this guy a big number so I could bring this game to market. But when you have somebody like that saying, I'm interested, and then you have Steven Avery saying, this is an awesome game, and they were saying that almost all weekend long, like all the stuff that was brought out. Man, this is awesome. Man, this is awesome. So it was.
I saw all the guys there at the booths over there. They were having a lot of fun playtesting a bunch of stuff.
What's Cloak and Blaster?
Cloak and Blaster. One weekend, we're probably going to make a trip up to Orlando so I
That's
can
what
show you this
everybody's
play.
asking us.
Cloak and Blaster is a gaming pub in Orlando on the outskirts of
Is that where Just Got Played does the
Yes.
stream? Okay.
That's what. So it's got like the perfect backdrop, lighting. What we should probably do one night is I just got to see how strong their bandwidth. I'll make the phone call for you. See how strong the bandwidth is up there. We all go up there and we get Patrick on the show as well, and we play a couple of games and we do the setup up there.
We do a TGN Just Got Played night. That would be so cool.
Like a crossover?
Just have the guys on there.
That would be so cool.
Special guests.
This is not how you make friends,
Crossover.
Matt. No, it's not
Go
what that
across the
was.
street.
There we go.
Okay, PG-13.
Yeah.
That's a Ghostbusters,
That was
right?
a
You just don't get it.
Yeah.
It won't happen this week, guys, because I am leaving.
We don't need you.
I mean, I'm going to Orlando.
Yes, you do.
Do you not
I mean,
know
we're
anybody?
Facebook-
She's actually in Orlando next week.
I know. Will.
I'm in Orlando next weekend.
We're Facebook
Yeah.
friends with Patrick now. We don't need you.
Well, folks, that was Tales from the Taverns Legends of Goblin Class. I'd like to amend my previous announcement and say, kiss my shiny white butt.
Like, no, we love you, Mark, and thank you so much for
Ghostbusters
listening
with
to
PG, not
us, these amazing people.
Or
And-
whatever.
All right, so
Alright, so we're moving over to Tales of the Tavern?
now we're going to move into Tales from the
I
Tavern.
thought,
So,
are we
further
we're not
ado.
done crying?
We're done crying.
Oh.
Do we want to do a quick intro again, and I'll cut the first part if you want to use
Yeah.
this video
Sure.
for something else.
Yeah, why would we do that? Yeah.
Just so.
so we're going to wait.
We'll
Hold
have
on.
a
I'm sort of like the
hour-long
director here.
intro.
Just
All
reset.
right, and cut. Reset.
Wait,
Thanks for being on
stop
point.
recording and start recording again?
No.
That probably would help. Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Hang
Alright,
on.
this is-
I never hit start recording, apparently.
Did you not?
No.
Alright, I'll just cut it from Twitch, but I guess I'll do it. But.
It's
Alright, let's
fine.
go.
So are we live? We're live now?
We're live, we're live.
So good evening, everyone. Welcome. This is still Twitch Game Night, where you get to play board games with us. Tonight we're doing a spotlight session on Tales of the Tavern, Legends of Goblins Past. And we're just going to be doing a little intro of this game. Quick intro of us. So first is I'm Matt.
I'm Josh.
Are you gonna go this time first?
Oh, Jesus Christ, you just screwed it up.
Cut!
Cut. Reset.
You gotta keep going.
I'm
No.
Where did we go?
We talked about
I'm
this on the panel.
TP. She's Ann. She's not good at the live things.
So what does TP mean? To
I am Twitch Proxy, which means you guys usually get to play and I control the board for you. Tonight's that's not how it's going to work because I'm just going to sit back and watch these awesome people play and chat with you and have a good time.
And you are?
I am Mark Sears with Vile Genius Games,
That is-
bringing Tales from the Tavern, Legends of Goblins Past to you tonight. The show off.
And
Okay.
that's
Very good.
Vile Genius Games, not Nice Guy Games.
Yeah.
It's Vile Genius Games,
Not Nice Guy Games.
not Nice Guy Games.
Okay.
Yeah, we got that. But so Mark, you want to give us a quick run through of how the game is played?
Nope.
Ah, okay.
Figure it
Okay.
out.
All right, so Tales from the Tavern, Legends of Goblins Past. You are a bard in a tavern telling the epic tale of your diminutive goblin of Legends Past. So everybody that is playing the game is going to get a goblin card. There are 2 variants of game that you can play. Actually, technically 3 now that we figured out. Oh, 4. There's a short version where you play 6 rounds. There's a standard version where you play 10 rounds. You have the adult version where you each time that the game forces you to take a drink, you take an alcoholic beverage, and I'm out of water. And then the third version is the one that we did last week,
With the gross stuff.
where you drink really nasty stuff.
Yeah.
I had
The
a.
game was great to drink.
It was horrible, disgusting, vile crud, and
Was it also genius?
it was not a genius thing to do.
Because you
No,
said it was vile.
it was vile. Alright.
Okay, I tried.
So bad.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, so in Tales from the Tavern, how we start going over to do things. Your goal is to fill up your playmat. Now, these are prototype sheets. I don't want you to think that you're just going to fold a piece of paper and think it's garbage. These are going to be stiff things. For those of you that stiff things,
I was waiting.
You could have let that go. You could have let that
I could have, but I couldn't. You're going to get a stiff playmat, sort of like the same playmats that we have in Evil Genius Death Ray. It's going to be nice cardstock that's going to be not folded in half.
And it is a really good quality.
It's going to be very good quality material. For those of you who have got some of our previous games, you'll know that we don't like to put out good stuff. We only like to put out good stuff.
There you go.
I mumbles.
Do I want to know?
All right, so
Someone
I'm pausing
chat
because I got to find the comments. And which one? Who is it? Well, first off,
It's better.
Oh, it's better.
Ask Mark about his Batman costume. That's not
Okay.
the funny part. Lloyd. They already know Cursed. Mark's like a broken record. He's like Al Bundy. Let me tell you about scoring 4 touchdowns in a single game.
Shut up, Lloyd.
It's funny because it's true.
Shut up, TP.
Welcome to Twitch Game Night where you make lots of friends.
This Twitch is making me.
I don't want to be.
Okay, so your goal is you want to fill up these for these 3 sections of your playmat. You want to fill up your hook, rising action, and climax because you complete your story of your goblin. Once you complete your story, you get an epic embellishment because let's face it, we're bards in a tavern telling a story. We get to put a little embellishment on it.
Of course.
Anytime that a player or a bard were to complete their story, they would get an epic embellishment card. They will get a gold for telling a great story or a coin. They would also get these lovely little bardic talents, and bardic talents are extra points at the end of the game. All right. In addition to that, everybody else, all the other bards, would now have to pay a gold to buy themselves a drink. So if you're playing the drinking rules, you take a drink. All right. There's 4 columns or 4 rows you're trying to fill up: your beastly encounters, your artifacts, trickery, and mischief. All right. The cards themselves are going to have. Why don't you pass this down over to TP so she can hold it up for them, and let's pass her one of these as well so people at home can see a bardic talent, a goblin
Anyone,
card.
you know what? All at one, please.
So this
And
is.
the candle
anything
card
else?
as well.
No, not that
Cards.
candle card. Put
No?
that candle card back.
Okay, so
Wrong
we don't-
candle card. Do this candle card.
Okay, unknown candle.
That's our
card.
candle stack, you.
So
But it's the
explain
first
what I'm
one.
holding up, Mark.
Huh?
Explain what card I'm holding up.
Okay,
Steve,
the
you
first
wasn't
thing that
paying
you're going to
attention.
hold up is going to be that that is a lore card. Now, on the left-hand side is going to be a icon. It's either going to be a white smiley face or a black
Sad face.
sad face. There you go. White stands for comedy, black stands for tragedy. All right. The number beside is the lore points that the card is worth. It does not matter if you have comedy or tragedy. The number on there would still be added up. They don't cancel each other out. The middle icon is where you're going to be placing it on your play mat. So the one that TP has in front of her is the yellow mischief one. The one I have in my hand is the red beastly encounters one. Good thing I didn't say the other word like last time. All right. And on the right is the icon of where that's going to go on your play mat, either your hook, rising action, or climax. The center of the card actually has the text of the story that you're telling. So the cool thing about this is that all these sentence fragments are grammatically correct. Now, the only thing that could change is that your either sex, gender can change from male to female back to male again.
Correct.
Well, let's face it, you're a garden and tavern telling a story.
We're all drinking a little bit. You know.
Just a touch.
Yeah.
All right. Now, on your goblin card, do you have a goblin card over there, TP?
Land card, yes I do.
I'll give you guys a warning right up front. We have updated the art. We just not have received the new goblin cards from the printer yet. This is my girl Riga. Love Riga. You have the name of the card, and it gives an icon of what your goblin is favored for. So since Riga likes endings, usually with balls of fire, she gets ×2 points for all the climax cards on the row. So everybody look at your goblin. We have Grug over here. Grug likes to...
Rising action.
He just likes to get that story going. So he gets ×2 for all rising actions. Felita over there, She's a little bit of a melodrama. She
Debbie
loves
Downer.
it.
That's perfect.
Yes. So any tragedy cards gets ×2 lore, and what do
I
you
have Bleeze, so I get ×2 on any of the trickery tails.
So Bleeze really likes to stab a person in the back. So
Plan.
those are our goblins. So these are the stories we're telling about.
This specific one is slits, which would mean ×2 for the hook cards.
Yeah, so Slits really likes to, Slits really likes to get them going. Sorry, I don't know my own flavor texture yet. Alright? So, everybody's probably wondering, how do you start playing this game? Well, the first thing you do is do you have a candle card over that TP?
I do.
Okay, so let's explain the candle cards. They're real simple. They're numbered 1 through 10. You get 4 of each number. The way that you start it off is you start with the number 10s. Lloyd, why'd you mess with my cards?
He's probably giggling now.
You take all 10 out, or you take all the 10s out, you shuffle them up, you draw 1, because when the game is live, there's actually going to be 2 abilities per number. So there's going to be 1 positive and 1 negative ability. So you have a 50-50 chance of getting an ability card, ability on a
Candle
candle.
card.
And you have a 25% chance of it being positive or negative, or 25% that the card
Of either
of
or.
either or.
So 50% there's a reaction that happens.
Yeah, and then overall, out of all the cards, 25% is a positive or negative. So what you do is you shuffle up, blindly take 1, put it face down, starting with 10, and count your way up to 1. Once you have them all up, the cool thing about the cards is that and TP doesn't have this, so I'll try to show it over here, is the candle actually burns down as you play. Love the flavor. Alright. So, those are the candle cards. So we have already set up the candle
You
deck.
actually shuffle it, so it's not all special encounters every single round.
This time I shuffled it up, yes.
Yeah, 'cause last
Okay,
time-
so when you put your numbers 1 through 10, don't then take them and shuffle them up. That makes for some really chaotic numbers. Alright.
Oh no, last time was a special ability on
I
each
know,
one.
I know. Last time somebody separated them out and I didn't realize it. So what I'm passing out right now are the Bardic talents. You start the game, you take 2, you get 2, and you get to choose 1.
Oh, this
So
And this is your
It's
chance
part
to
of
get
that.
extra points at the end of the game
Yes.
for different accomplishments on your game pad.
So it has the name of it. It tells you, read the text and what it applies to, and there's a number down at the bottom of how many points you would score. The higher point value, the more difficult it is to achieve. All right.
and then did you explain
pick yours?
the?
I did.
Okay.
I'll get to that in just one second.
Okay.
All right.
Hercules.
All right, and you keep these conditions secret. You don't want anybody to know because a lot of times, especially when you have douchebag Matt,
What did I do?
Yeah.
what haven't you done?
That's a good point. I'll
Um,
take it.
That they can mess up your bardic talent. All right, and you have to sort of keep track too because some bardic talents might have happened early on, and if you get one because you've completed an epic or something like that, or you bought a bardic talent, just try to keep track of your play board as much as possible. All right, so. Let's go to what TP was saying. So I'm going to go into the cards, and I just had one in my hand. I need that card. Okay. So everybody now gets to draw 5 cards. These are your lore cards, the ones that have the dark brown backing.
TP give
Alright.
her cards back.
What's that?
Did TP give her cards back?
I did not.
She could keep
Oh,
that.
I
It's not a
didn't
big
see
deal.
that on
We
the
have
back of
plenty.
these cards you had. I
Like-
know you said that you were changing the art.
Let me see that one. Is it
So
different?
You have 2.
Okay, so yeah, I know what that card is. I know what that card is.
So you're not playing.
Yeah.
Right? That's what that means.
Huh?
You don't get to play.
No, no,
You're a
take it.
cheater.
I'm not a cheater.
Because you're a cheater.
Let me see those
I already
actually.
no.
They're the old interrupt cards. It's-
Now everybody knows.
Well, now I know what to
What?
go for. The old interrupt.
If you're
cards.
a
Shut
cheater
no,
and,
no,
and
he
want to
didn't
look
pay
at the map,
attention.
Metagaming.
He didn't pay attention. Metagaming.
But he's
No, you
colorblind.
you're gonna eat my brownies again. You're gonna eat my brownies. I won't tell them.
Am I gonna eat your brownies and tell you that I ate your
I have
brownies?
2 different backgrounds.
Are you
Or
gonna
am
eat my
I going
brownies?
to eat your
They're not
brownies?
cards.
Huh?
They're not in our cards.
What?
These are.
Josh is also
It should
colorblind,
be.
so let's not go based off what he
Let's
thinks.
see that
It's actually
It's actually
not on
not
this
Oh,
line.
okay.
It is
No,
just
no.
Evidently, somebody mixed in up 2 prototypes together.
Okay,
so
cool.
No big
Well,
deal.
that's gonna be an
Okay.
interesting game.
So just random
It's
cards.
it's not the only thing that
Okay.
changes is the back icon. We changed it up when we changed when we
Okay, fair
rebranded the
enough.
game. So
So
Alright.
you're gonna explain the interrupt cards?
I'm going to explain the interrupt cards as I explain how to play the game.
Alright.
So let me do my job. Okay.
It's the only card I have left to show off, so.
Yeah, I know.
He's
Don't
getting
worry.
fancy.
I will tell you when to do things. I'm a good director.
Suggest to her.
I have
She gets-
kids.
She
I
has to
can tell
take
what to do.
demands well.
Okay, so how do you play Tales from the Tavern Legends and Goblins Past? We already set up, we got all our cards except for the coins. So in this case, we're going to go 2, 4, 6. 2, 4,
Lloyd's wife says hey.
And I get slightly extra.
I am
No, you
on
do
it.
Oh, I tried. How much gold do you start, or coins do you start out with?
we're gonna start this game out with 6. We said before 10, but I think we added too much coin addeds to it, so we were supposed to lower it down. And honestly, I did not look at the rules to see if we changed it. So I think it was changed to 6. We're gonna play it with 6 because there needs to be some risk with your roll. Pass it down. Don't give Ann any. All right. So everybody starts off with in a 4-player game. We start off with 6 gold. Now. Ooh, let me pull my thing over, please. You turned that dirty. I don't know why. All right, so
PG-13.
how do you play is really simple. There's 2 actions you can take per turn. You can do 1 of 4 actions on each turn. You can either play a card on your play mat. Let me take one from the bottom. In the corresponding spot, and of course that's it's beautiful. You can draw 2 cards from any pile. There's going to be multiple piles because there's over 345 cards or something like that.
That's a lot of cards.
There's a lot of lore cards. You can pay 1 gold or 1 coin to get a bardic talent, or you can beg for coin. If you're ever out of coin, you have to beg for coins, and you get 2 coins when you beg. Okay. Now.
When any of the boys begs, they have to do it on their knees.
All right, so chat's not being appropriate, but that's okay.
I think that was Ann.
I didn't see that in chat, so.
Don't in chat.
All right, so there's one other card that's out here that we haven't shown off that TP is going to start putting up now. So TP, if you would.
You are a good director.
Yes, I am. When you go to play a card, there's other people that could have these interrupt cards in their hands. So if I were to play this on my playmat, and Matt wants to be a douchebag like he always is, he
My
can then
specialty.
do
Is
this,
that PG-13?
and now hand it to me. Good job.
Douchebag?
Yeah.
I think douchebag is.
I don't think so.
Tuesday.
I think that if I caught either of my boys saying that, they'd get a pop.
Are they 13?
One of them is not.
One of them is.
Well, then that's your fault.
So if you go to play your card and I wanted to stop you, I would, fishing up a lit lantern is more believable than your drivel.
Okay. He will play this card on me.
You get nothing.
What happens is this card stays on top of the stack. So whatever card's at the very top is the one you score points on. Now this one interrupts me. I would have to pay a gold. If we were playing the adult rules or the modified drinking rules, I would take a drink. And then this card's worth -1 point at the end of the game if it's still face up. Okay, so it's real simple. It's also there's some that are comedy, there's some that are tragedy, so it could actually modify those scores. Again, very important at the end of the game. All right, so that's Tales from the Taverns. That's the gameplay. It's very simple. How you play could be fun depending on how you do it. So if you decide to play a card and read off every segment you read off, that's fun. There's no wrong way to do it. But when you play the interrupt card, you must read the interrupt card. So you have to read it as you're playing it down because you are so interrupting somebody. And you can only be interrupted once per turn. So there's the strategy there.
Interrupt.
You cannot interrupt an interrupt because there is no counter to an interrupt. You're telling your story and a heckler just shut you down. Period. Now, you threw me off. Thanks, Ann.
Well,
So what
Anna
we're
says
saying
you
is you
have
can
hands in
only
the air,
get
man.
interrupted once per turn.
Yes, so the strategy there.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have multiple lines of which that you can complete in a turn, you either hope that a candle card comes up that where it says you cannot be interrupted this turn, or knowing that the people at the table can sometimes interrupt you, you might have 2 of those at the same. You have 2 of those cards which are waiting. It's like, oh, you're interrupted. Great, I still have this other one. I still completed it. So that's how you. So for example,
You saw the face.
Yes, I saw the face.
I'm confused.
I love your new rule. It's great.
Thank you.
I know you do. Hate me, hate me, hate
So
me.
if he has the 2 artifact lines, 2 cards in the
Oh,
artifact
super.
line, And he has 2 of them completed and say he's going for the 3rd one on his turn in
Yeah.
order to get the epic completed.
Correct.
He goes to play the first one. You interrupt him to block him.
I'm going to give you a great visual aid right now. Okay?
Okay.
So, actually, I should probably shuffle this up. So, you don't like me. We know this because what I did to you, Mark 42. So, I'm about to play this game. I'm about to play this down to complete my story. It's an artifact line, and pretty much you have the rolling 10-second rule. You know, I'm playing this to complete my epic. I'm about to tell my tale. His quest to retrieve, you say, your tails are as worn as my donkey's shoes. Alright, you interrupted me. I used 1 action to play that first card.
Still got another action.
Right.
But you know what? I'm sick of your nonsense. So I'm going to try again. His quest to retrieve not pay a gold. Make sure the gold gets out there. His quest to retrieve the petrifying braids of Medusa began.
And then somebody else interrupts you.
Can't, once per turn.
And somebody else, nobody else.
Not
Oh,
by turn.
interrupted once per turn.
Can I
Yes, interject.
interject? Kiganis just tipped us $10.
Yeah!
That's so sweet. It says XOXO, and he also said Matt has handsome hair. What's up?
I'm glad I got a haircut.
Kiganis is
Oh,
taking Matt on
Kiganis
a
is supposed to,
date.
yeah, he's supposed to take me to In-N-Out Burger at some point
For a
in time.
date.
For a date. That's the
For a
leading
date.
bid. The
Yeah,
second
that's the
leading
leading
bid was $0. So,
So going back to this, so you've interrupted the first action I played, but I kind of figured you're going to do it because you got pissed at me. So then I still have the other card in my hand. So the strategy would be that they say I'm still completing my string. So his quest to retrieve the petrifying braids of Medusa began, battling the bands of bloodthirsty imps, then persuading the guardian to lend the artifact. Persuaded its guardian to lend the artifact for its appraisal. I get a gold back.
we all take a drink if we're playing the
I
variant.
get a
Josh's
barring
mumbling
talent.
is contagious?
Why? I'm mumbling? When do I mumble?
Read the last card again.
Persuaded the guardian to lend the artifact for appraisal.
This time went well.
Don't ask me to read. Hey, look, did I not tell you how I drove here?
I
Okay.
think she's trying to make herself a target for the game.
Shut up, all of you. I'm trying to do this. All right. So I get my bardic talent. I then get an epic embellishment to add to the end of the story. While winning a staring contest with Medusa, it matches.
Oh,
Oh,
she
that's
matches
good.
really nicely.
Now, another thing that you can do, if you have like bardic talents or something like that are conditions on how many of the like comedies or dramas or something like that, or have 1 row, and you realize you screwed up. Like for instance, I'll imagine this one is that this is for the comedy, perfect. I'll imagine that this row right here, I'm supposed to have at least 1 different icon on a row, or do it this way. I need to have all tragedy in 1 row.
Okay.
All right, so I have 1 comedy right here.
Okay.
I could then choose to put another card on any other card on the board except for epics. Okay? If I do that and it's already on a completed epic, you cannot interrupt it. The story's already been said.
When you put a card on top of another card, how do the points work for that round?
Wherever the top card is. The reason why the cards...
Can I ask you?
He answered though. The reason why the cards stay on there is because there are some bardic talents that are affected by these, by the interrupt cards. So some say be the most interrupted, no interruptions, or I think interrupt the same bard 3 times. So that's where you sort of have to do the tallies and all that when you're going through. So,
Gotcha.
all right. So that is how we play, and the person that goes first is the person that told the story last. I win! Alright, so I'll start it off, make sure everybody has 6 gold, make sure everybody has a bardic talent.
Alright, I'm moving you guys into these small little corners so you can show up your board as you play.
We're gonna be small. Actually, I'm gonna grab a drink.
Shrink ray. Shrink ray.
Oh, one last thing.
Yes.
During the game, for free, you can discard 2 cards and draw 1 from any pile, once per round.
That's the discard pile,
The
too.
discard pile as well. So when you're pitching stuff out, you might want to be strategic and look around and make sure you're not pitching out something that Matt wants. Because we don't want Matt to win. Or we don't want Ann to win. So Josh, you want to meet buddy.
Oh, you're gonna.
Oh wait, no, wait, no, you killed it last time. All right, I'm gonna get another water.
Great teammate in the English game.
See, Josh, no, he was able to walk through without knocking anything over.
Cat was not able to though. Cat knocks up over.
I believe that, though. That's what cat's job.
Okay, so
So now we all interrupt Mark on his turn.
that's fine. Take a drink. Drink. With our nice, lovely loaded dice glass.
Are we drinking? Because you have 1 full cup and
Three empties.
Have you heard my voice and how it's crackly? It's getting really deep. I need water.
I thought you were being sultry.
No, I'm comfortable.
Okay. So, I will go ahead and start starting things off, and I will go with playing a climax card. However, she escaped down the mountain on a dwarven sledded toboggan.
Okay.
And then I will. Oh wait, first round. Flip over the card. Sorry,
The
we
candle.
got to flip over the
Ah,
candle card
you're
for
right.
round 1. Is there any special
Round one.
abilities?
Hooks played this round yield 1 coin.
It would be really
Well,
bad
that
if you were-
changes my decision. The swamp troll rising from the putrid quagmire.
Now, just to clarify, there's no hand limit of this.
There is no hand limit. You can draw, and on your turn, you can do the same action twice. You can draw 4 cards. You can place 2 cards during your turn. You can beg for 4 gold. You can buy 2 bardic talents. So you can do any combination of the 4 things that you can do. Got it?
Okay.
Good. All right, and I'm still going to draw 2 cards. And I'm gonna draw from here. And you can draw from any pile.
Oh, what's the other empty space right here?
Sorry, give me 1 second. Where? Okay, what are you talking
Right
about?
here.
A little bit.
A little bit.
There's a little bit of empty space there.
Josh is asking to see like.
You want to put? Oh, I could do
another
that.
board, but.
It's a
anything.
little difficult.
I could play.
No,
Sideways.
Okay, so it is
I don't
my
know if they can see your board that well, but
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I put that there, it's a little bit more there.
So it's my turn. I'm going to draw 2 cards first. Just to see, hopefully I get something good. No, I didn't. I did not get anything good.
Question.
Nothing good.
Is that one mine?
Most of mine.
And
Am I
I'm
get put
going,
away?
What? Your what? Your bardic talent? It's under your phone.
It's right here.
wow.
That's where I get all my pudding during Sushi Go.
Okay, and now I'm going to play a trickery hook. The saboteur destroyed the masts, leaving our heroine adrift at sea.
The eyes really would have did it.
Adrift. I'm not making it. Got it? Oh, wait. Did we get a gold for?
Oh yes, we do get a gold.
To get my gold.
Yeah,
Is that
very good
hooks?
story. Yes.
Yes. Oh, you think you got a good story?
So, is that your 2 turns?
It is my 2 turns. It is your
What
turn.
else did you do?
I drew 2 cards in the very beginning.
Okay. So I'm gonna play a mischief hook with tunes tinkling from the saloon's piano. Our hero bursts through the door.
You sure it wasn't salons?
What do you
I just gained 1,000 points. 1, 2. I'm above you.
take away his points?
And then I'm gonna discard 2 cards
And draw
and draw
one.
1.
Chat wants to know if you know this game well enough to play it sideways.
I do.
I don't think you do.
All right. No.
Do you
I-
know this game?
I'm gonna grab 2 more cards. No knocking. Okay, and your turn.
I am going to draw a card.
I'm going to discard both of her cards
Oh, I
and
also
not
get
draw
that.
any.
I
Huh?
hate you.
I get a coin.
Oh wait.
You get
Well, here, take the bag of coins.
I mean, meh.
And while she's doing that, just so you guys know, there will be 60 coins that are in there, so you can play. This plays 2 to 10 players.
You said that you were going to have 5 coins.
There
An
are
8
5
coin
point-
worth
like a-
5 points.
Yes, and the coins are up there. I'm using somebody else's coins, so these are not actually the coins that are going to be there, but they're going to be the same size. There's going to be 1 point and 5 points, so that way 60 coins in there should be okay.
Hope that makes it a little bit easier to see. Not all of Anne's map is clear, but if she were to move it up about 6 inches, that would clear it. And so is there any way that you can play with it?
She didn't even get it.
What?
We got it.
You totally missed what you said.
I have no idea.
I'm going to play a trickery climax card. And scroll.
What did I say?
No, nothing. Nothing. You're good.
It's okay, I'm sure better will clip it and let you see it later.
Those noises.
Did I say something bad?
No, not at all.
Yes.
Is Mark dying?
No. What are friends for?
At least I know it.
What did I say?
Scroll his name
Hold on, I'll
across
let
the
you
door,
know.
commanding it to open.
Oh man.
No, just giggling. Never mind.
Oh my god.
Gambled 1,000
Alright,
points?
so next card.
Yeah, I gambled 1,000 points.
Next candle card.
That's not what she
That is not what I said.
And so it is.
That's not-
It is the second candle card, and no, nothing this turn. So it's a normal turn.
So this is going to be a normal turn, no special abilities or anything else. So we play as normal. I am going to go ahead and play another one of my beastly encounters.
I can't read what chat said before giving this PG-13.
The swamp troll rising from the future quagmire
I missed
constricted
the
our
last
heroine
one.
with its constricted our heroine with its massive appendages.
I'm so happy you two are on the same team.
Who?
You
Huh?
and Josh.
Me and Josh are on the same team. I'm going to play another trickery. A trickery rising action. Then a hail of caltrops fell to the room, covering every tile.
Someone should block him.
2, 1. That room's not doing anything.
Um,
Hey,
I am not Beaker. If anything,
Better
that's
wasn't
Josh.
paying
No
attention, so
understanding.
Better has no idea what I said.
No, I'm the Swedish chef.
Yeah, that's fine.
You are.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. Oh, and the light went out. Thank you, Josh.
Got it.
And I'm going to play a beastly encounter climax. Yet our hero countered with a devastating blow from a battering ram. And then I'm going to use my second action to draw 2 cards.
I lost 1,000 points. You need to give them back to me.
Nope.
Okay, so Josh, it is your turn.
I am playing a mischief horizon action. Unfortunately, insulting the ogre king and incurring the full force of his ire.
ire.
No,
Ire.
it's his ear.
It's ire.
Full force of his ear.
Whatever. And then I'm gonna play a
Is
mischief.
it EAR? EAR?
Don't. He
We're
can't
not having this
read.
argument. Mischief climax.
Oh, he's going to complete a
No,
storyline.
you're not. Damn it.
Read it,
Read it,
read
read
it,
it.
read it.
This hack couldn't weave a credible tale, even with the liar of truth. That's so appropriate.
of truth.
Alright.
Was that-
See, so for those of you following at home, if Josh was smart, he would have waited until his next turn and have another one of those cards. So that way, if she was going to be interrupted, he could play another one right on top of it and complete his.
Or maybe I wanted that to happen.
I don't see how you would possibly want that to happen, but okay, if you say so.
His bardic
I have
talent.
a lot of these things going on over here.
Beastly?
Beastly. Theses.
It just says encounters. I don't know where you're getting the beast.
Look at the freaking icon.
I know.
Stop.
It's a minotaur and a dragon.
It's a bull. You see a whole half man body?
He's got some pecs. And it's your turn.
Can I have 2 cards, please?
No.
You certainly can try.
Certainly.
What stack do you want them from?
All
Tall
stacks.
I'm going to be playing a Trickery Rising action card, falling 4 floors toward the waiting spikes, and scrawl his name across the door, commanding it to open.
Okay.
Very official.
You're through.
Was.
Year 3. That's a very long story. So no climax cards may be played this round. So Josh.
Oh,
PG-13.
no! Did you have a strategy plan? You can't.
No,
use?
I just did an idiotic movement, and I just shuffled my hand into the deck because I thought I left them upright on this side.
Well, it's very nice of you to discard your cards like that. though.
What an E.
Oh, there's one.
Now he's just cheating.
Now he's cheating.
Now
No, I'm not.
This card looks good.
That was.
This
This
will work.
card
This will
looks
work.
good.
This will work. I win.
Hold on. 30 seconds, guys, and that.
It's okay.
Nope.
Nope. Cheater.
Cheater, pumpkin eater. All right, so that card just screwed me.
Good.
So that's how there's a possibility of positive or negative. But that one we cannot. If I were to try to play a climax card to complete the game, to complete my row, cannot do it this round. So that now gives them more of an opportunity to get more interrupt cards to interrupt me next turn. So
There were monkey wrench into it for you, possibly.
yes, you did. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 cards. I don't know what this card is, but it's not my card.
I'll take it.
No, you won't.
I'll,
You just set up screens better than Josh.
I don't know what she did.
She switched us. Do you know who Max Headroom is?
Max Headroom.
I swapped
There you
you
go.
so they could actually see Anne's thing because better placement.
ew.
You need to stop talking
Her
about
playmat.
it.
You
For
say
the rest of the night, don't pretend
Anne's
I don't.
playmat.
Dude, I'm resisting so much urge.
Yeah.
Does she know? Do you know what was
Yeah.
said?
I do not know what was said.
Yes, you do, because
No, like-
you texted it to
Because
you.
we messaged it to you, and you said, "Did I say this?" And I said, "No, you started to say this, and then stopped."
No,
No.
she said it.
She said it, yeah.
She said it.
She said what you thought.
I said something that you guys misheard me.
We're being very vague here. Let's just
We have to
continue
be.
on with
Okay.
this.
So I am playing. She began throwing switches on the machine's control panel. I am done with that turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take my first action to discard 2 cards. Well, that's not even an action. I'm just going to take the first part of my turn and discard 2 cards to take one from the discard pile. Yes. I forgot my bardic talent even was.
Whiplash. Slightly whiplash. Oh yeah, totally messed that up.
And so I'm going to play.
Check your messages.
I'm going to play a rising action trickery card, and a spear thrust from the statue and struck him in the buttocks.
Left cheek.
Yeah, left cheek would be best cheek. So, and then I'm going to use my second action to play an artifact rising action, shouldering the hopes and dreams of a nation.
We would. Are these cards all printed? Can you
Really?
change these cards? We would like to change struck in the buttocks to struck in the left cheek.
It's
It
an
is-
ongoing joke on our stream when we play another game. Is that left cheek is best cheek?
Okay, maybe I pulled a Dr. Mumbles, but I said I fixed it. Fixed it.
No. Anyways, Josh, it is your turn.
I'm gonna
I'll enunciate better next time.
Thank
draw
you.
2 cards first.
Enunciate.
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 Enunciation is your friend.
Yeah, you definitely did not enunciate when you said that
I
word.
may have not enunciated it, but that is what I said. I fixed
What are
it.
you playing, Josh?
Discarding these 2, picking this up,
Ooh, some stuff got discarded.
and I'm gonna draw 2 more cards.
2 more cards. Oh boy. What are you playing this turn, Josh?
I just picked up 4
No,
cards.
nothing. Because you can't play anything because
Because I
you're going
can't
for
climax.
Give
climax.
me this card back.
Nope, the discard pile.
PG-13, Josh.
And that was PG-13. That was like Shrek level joke.
We don't listen to Josh. I don't even listen to
Yeah,
Josh.
we need to just start tuning him out. It's fine.
The only thing here is wah wah wah. Bad word.
I said no bad words. I used all words that were used in this
He
game.
self-censors though because he mumbles, so it's fine.
Unintentional self-censor.
Oh, it was hilarious when we were doing one of the panels. I was so censoring myself, and then I think you guys were there. Were you guys there for that when Jeff dropped the F-bomb?
No, we weren't.
No, we were not.
Oh my god, it was right at the end of the panel. It was hilarious. It was just after he announced a game that he wanted to put up, which was it sounded extremely dark. It's a single player game where you're trying to contemplate things, and it was like, oh my god.
Give me back the discard pile.
You can only do that once.
Yeah, you can
No,
only
it's
look at.
not
You can actually
nice.
only look at it once.
Give it to me!
Please, you're welcome.
So nice.
Will you hurry up? I got stuff I want to play.
You see the concern?
Unless the candle says you can't do it.
Well, I can tell you right now, no matter what, it's not going to be on the next turn.
Nerd Found says, yeah, I did, and it was to tell Avery off. LOL.
It was hilarious.
No.
I'm going to be playing a Mischief Climax.
No, you're not.
You can't play
No
climax
climaxes.
cards.
You can't climax this round.
Oh, cheater! You stink at this
That's
game.
what I said before. And it's
I know, but that was a
PG-13.
snicker
Okay,
because
okay. But tripped through the kitchen, I'm going to be playing a Mischief Rising action.
I don't
But tripped through the kitchen, nope, we're going to keep on going. Pots and pans making a clamorous noise.
how hard is it for us to keep it clean now?
We are awful people.
I
You
said it
turn
was a Shrek level
anything.
joke.
I love Matt messaged Nicole to give him some.
I got it. It's juvenile.
It's
So
Judah. It's PG-13.
flip it over.
It was adult friendly.
It's blank.
a joke.
Number 4 candle, and
It's
it
a joke
is
for the
blank.
adults.
Stop trying to justify your actions, Josh. No one's listening.
The ends justify the means. I gotta make some funnies. I am playing a Beastly Climax card.
Josh, you. Yeah.
Hack couldn't weave a credible tale even with the liar of truth.
And how do you phrase
Oh, I was
another
supposed to
beastly
play
climax?
Yes, you
Paul
were.
when you were. Did mine.
And I play another Beastly Climax. You fell into my trap card.
You've activated my target
Tarp
card.
card.
Alright, the swamp troll rising from the putrid quagmire constricted, I keep saying constricted our heroine with its massive appendages. But she dove blade first down its gullet, slicing it open from the inside. Then lured her enemies into her ambush by cutting herself to a trail of blood. Okay. I get a gold.
Completed it.
I completed it.
Oh, poo.
You all now say, good story, huzzah, I've
Huzzah,
made a gold.
yeah, I wish I had a drink right now. And then
I get a new bardic talent.
and you also don't get penalties for not completing the
Quite a
bonus,
face.
correct?
You got one of the ones that you can't complete an epic for like 35 points or something.
Yeah,
And he
absolutely.
just did it, so it doesn't matter.
That's me censoring myself because that's all right. And
You're
I
gonna
got a
read
page.
lips there in Twitchland.
Where's the discard pop?
And probably took it again.
All right. Well, I'm discarding these two to draw a card, which is going to be.
And we'll drink some more. No, thank you.
Sounds.
Did you spend it? Spend them
Well,
both.
that's slightly pink.
I'm going to take out this one and.
I rinsed them
I
out
know
now.
this.
No, no, that's mine. I had that one this session, but okay, it's yours now.
Lips on it. Lips on it. I am done.
Sharing is
They're
caring.
swapping spit.
Sharing is caring.
That's gross.
I was going to say I need to get tested again.
Check your blood sugar. Check it off.
Climax.
I'm going to draw 2 cards.
Oh, so he posted in chat what the game is. It's the game is Needle in the Hay. It's a solo drafting game about not trying to kill yourself through daily or avoidance or daily avoidance. So, in other words, you're trying not to kill yourself. It's a solo game where you just pretty much don't kill yourself. So you win by not killing
Everyday
yourself
life.
at the end of the game.
Everyday life.
So I'm going to discard these 2 cards and draw this one from the discard pile. And then I'm going to... What? What do you want? No, you stop that. You stop that.
I hope you're not even holding it on your own card.
I'm going to play a rising action beastly encounter. Ripped into our heroine with jagged, rusty blades. Get our hero countered with a devastating blow from a battering ram.
It's a good thing you went that route.
And Josh, it's your turn.
Forcefully grounding himself with a fire poker and piece of wire.
You want to read off what kind of card you're
That
playing?
is a
No.
trickery climax card.
Okay.
And then I am going to draw 2 cards.
Interesting.
I'm going to draw 2 cards. And I'm going to draw 2 more. Okay.
Yeah, how many points you got?
Can you please give me more points than him? Can I give myself points?
So, Anne, did you use both of your turns?
Yeah, she's
She
stuck
did.
around.
Okay, so it is now Candle 5.
Count.
And this is rising action cards this year. This round yields 1 coin.
Oh, so
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
I don't understand. I'm guessing she took away coin.
That looks
No. She gave Anne like 10,000 points.
Oh, 100,000.
Oh, it's 100,000?
Yes.
Don't worry, I'll take them away when the stream goes offline.
Yeah,
Good man knows how.
I have mod privileges.
So do I.
Right.
That's why I can't get them.
It's my computer, so I do.
Oh, only once every 30 minutes.
Okay, so
I drew 2 cards, and I'm going to go ahead and
I forgive
play
you.
this artifact card, armed with a flail of jellyfish tentacles.
This is way funnier. You laughed way harder.
it's just the imagery of that is quite amusing to me. No? Someone just slapping someone in the face with a jellyfish tentacle flail.
That's hilarious.
Alright. Feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Okay.
They're all ineligible to win anything, so.
And that was both of your actions, right?
That was both my actions.
Okay.
Hey, gamble didn't work.
So
Once every 30 minutes.
But I haven't gambled in a while.
A Rebelbot just had like a command on it that has like a delay.
Aw, Aaron
For the next
tried. That's
He tried so hard.
cute. That's everybody points there at the boy who failed.
At least he came back to watch you because he did believe
I'm
you
going
for
to
a little bit.
play a artifact hook, and it is our hero traveled 1,000 leagues chasing the jawbone of the Titan. And that ends my turn.
Melbourne. So are you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. TP's going to break the table over there and mess the life again.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
not
so
gonna be
she
boring.
blinds the
I grab
person.
2 cards, and I'm gonna play a trickery right in action.
Oh, look!
Felt the energy drain from her body. We can settle in, and I get a goal.
It's perfect timing too.
So can you read your card now, please?
I did.
No, her.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I blinded
rang.
her.
Okay.
Anything good, Anne?
Come on, Ann. Let's see what you got.
Stop your
Anything,
impersonation of the ring.
anything that warrants an interrupt card?
Yes.
Because that would be a pity if you tried to play a trickery hook card there.
Who wants brats and sauerkraut? Me!
You take your turn, Anne.
I'm going to be playing a climax for a mischief. Somehow. Oh, I like this one. But trip through the kitchen, pots and pans, making a clamorous noise, somehow returning to the arms of her lost love.
Okay, you want to say audible for chat there?
No, that's all that really needed.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'm going to draw 2 cards.
No, did you play a card already?
2.
Did you
That's
play
one
two
No,
cards?
turn.
no, play
No.
one card.
Okay.
Listen, you're getting very anxious over there.
So now that Anne's done with her turn, it is the candle number 6. No interrupts may be played this round.
Booyah!
Oh, looks like Mark's got something up his sleeve.
No, I just got one card.
He's got short sleeves, actually.
Ah. You could still have something up there.
Alright.
Tattoo.
As the boulder slowly accelerated down the ramp, everyone fled. Then the hail of cat chops fell into the room, covering every tile.
What are you grabbing?
Huh?
Why are you grabbing card? Or your second turn?
Second turn.
I know how to play my own game.
Okay.
He doesn't trust you not to cheat at it.
I expected you to finish something to get a.
Does Mark always win? No.
No,
Nope.
last time.
Last time,
I'll
I
follow this
lost.
time.
Huh?
I'll follow this time too.
I don't know how you win a game
Nope.
that involves words.
That's how awesome I am. Because I mumbled my way through it, and no one could tell that my story wasn't awesome.
Oh, I am watching your
Mom, it's
play
your
that
turn?
like a hawk.
Matt,
It is my turn.
You
Okay.
can't do anything this round.
So I'm going to discard 2 cards and pick up something from the discard
Something
pile.
about great minds. Oh.
So I'm going to discard these 2 and pick up this guy over here. I'm going to play this as my first action. It is a beastly encounter hook, and it completes the row, and you can't do anything about it because I hate all of you. And the full story is a pack of howling, hunting werewolves ripped into our harrow with jagged, rusty blades. Yet our hero countered from a devastating blow from a battering ram and survived the dragon's onslaught with burns covering half his body.
How heavy are these coins going to be?
Heavy enough to chuck in my
You know,
face?
people keep asking me for metal coins, and I just seen too many nightmares on that.
Here's your Bard talent card.
Well, thank you. I wonder what this is going to give me.
Evidently 8 points.
So It's also going to give me something I can't use, just like you, Mark.
I know, that was great, wasn't it?
Yay! And I'm also going to play a mischief hook here.
Okay.
Despite her superior talents, she erred.
Okay.
Yes, it is your turn.
I am putting a trickery hook here, and I finish my trickery line. She entered the immense opening of the cavern unaware that it was mouth.
Mouth, not a mouse.
Yeah, it was mouth. Okay.
Sounds
That's the
something
card
you
that we
would
know
say.
about.
Okay. And felt the energy drain from her body, weakness settling in, resourcefully grounding himself with a fire poker and a piece of wire, and sat down to a feast large enough to feed a small town.
Huzzah! Good story, good story,
Oh,
good
I don't
story.
really do gold.
Neither do I.
And then I am going to play my Mr. Climax, so I finished 2 rows this round.
Sure.
And yeah, you
No, I got something for you.
With tunes tinkling from the saloon's piano, our hero burst through the door. Unfortunately, insulting the Ogre King and incurring the full force of his ear,
Ire.
Again.
destroying any chance of a peace treaty between the two factions, and celebrating with a bath
Fractions? This is not math class, Josh!
with a
Come on!
bath in a volcano hot spring.
And he's still gonna win.
Good story, huzzah, huzzah.
It's really annoying.
Did you get a gold?
We're going now.
Alright. No, what you have to watch out for is his damn bardic talents, because he keeps doing all these that's how he won last time. I'm gonna
Do you also see my Goblin's ability and what's all on my board?
Brownie cards.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm going to be playing a trickery hook. Led astray by her guide, she was lost in the depths of the forest, falling 4 floors toward the waiting spikes, and scrawled his name across the door, commanding it to open. Y'all need to pay money.
Yeah. Mark, I'll take money from you.
Thank you.
Huzzah! You get it. Yay, no one likes you.
Everybody loves me. And then I'm going to be playing a hook for my mischief line.
Oh, and it's the same thing I did.
Going beyond what he thought possible for his tiny frame, he stretched, but tripped through the kitchen, pots and pans, making clamorous noise, somehow returning her to the arms of her lost love.
No.
Pay money.
Oh, pay money.
Two.
Did you get an extra gold for last time?
Summon Aaron. That is that needs to be a thing.
Did you take out money from mine?
Do you see
the
Gigannis?
second one. There we go.
That should be a thing.
Can you
pops
make
up
that a
like,
thing?
He just rises up from like the background here between me and Josh. He's just like, hey,
Hey guys, what's up?
how's it going?
Beer.
Fair?
Just need to get a command to actually interact with OBS, just like make things appear.
No, yeah, absolutely.
That would be cool. The map icon just pops up on the screen.
Yeah. So, that was the end of Anne's turn. It is the beginning of the next round. It is Candle 7. Oh, and nothing happens. So it is a generic round. And since Mark's not here, we skip his turn, right?
That's how it's
Oh
that's
look,
how
there
that
it is. That's exactly.
Yeah, there it is.
You don't get a turn because you weren't here. It's part of the rules.
Nope, no it isn't.
she included the second
She knows the rules better than you do,
story.
Mark.
Mark, while
So
you're
we're
gone.
down to 3 gold. Okay.
What exactly do you want the summon commands to do?
Make him actually appear IRL.
Summon Aaron, not you.
I think it should say beer with a question mark. Gundark Giant's Bane says beer.
Okay,
So it is your turn. We're in candle number 7, and
Right.
it is nothing.
It is nothing.
it is nothing.
Candle year number. This is some serious candle. You think it lasts 7 years? This
I
is not
am going to
King
I don't
play-
think I said year. I think I just
An artifact card.
Okay.
Longing to retrieve a lost love, our hero quested for the resurrection stone, armed with the flail of jellyfish tentacles.
Oh, that's cute.
And I will draw 2 cards.
My turn.
This is your turn.
Okay, then. I'm going to draw 2 cards.
Wait, oh,
No, you said it was my turn.
you can do that. I'll just do this. How do you do that?
Nope.
Well, if you want me to set it up to summon him properly, I'm going to need a 20-inch golden plate, a knife made of cold steel, and about 3.5 virgins.
3.5 virgins?
I don't know what the half a virgin is.
And midget.
Oh.
Or an empty. Either or.
You guys are horrible.
Oof. That's almost as bad as Jeff blurting out his game. That
And
was
so
dark.
I'm gonna.
Chris was very busy. Matt, Josh, Nicole sent you Facebook requests. Gotta go. Nice meeting you guys. Corey. See you later, Corey.
Thank you for stopping by, Corey. So I'm gonna play a
You piled in a
mischief
box.
rising action card, and she attempted the pygmies language,
No, you're not.
obviously in serious.
No, you're not. Stop talking.
That's not how you play an interrupt.
While the details ring true, I've heard of them about another goblin. Mine.
Don't even think about repeating what Chad's saying right now.
A
I'm
wizard
filtering
never
for you.
reveals his
Thank you. I
tricks.
appreciate it.
You're welcome. Don't say it.
Let me just say something. Isn't the chat like go up one across the
It is
side?
not in
yes.
this one.
Oh, okay.
So let's explain. The spotlights we tend
We
to have
censored
chat.
It's,
for you.
it's hard enough getting us censored. You can't ask chat to be censored.
So Josh, it is your turn. I think.
Chat, be nice. Stop cursing and saying naughty things. Bye bye, chat.
I'm gonna discard these two, pick up this. And I'm gonna play a Encounters Climax. Then our hero chop the rope bridge, send in the beast below. Then I'm gonna draw 2 cards.
Dan was like so ready to play her interrupt there. Say, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So Anne, it's your turn.
I am going to play.
Josh, how many times have you been interrupted? This once?
Yes.
Who? Did I interrupt anybody at this turn?
I don't think you interrupted anyone ever. Yeah, this entire time.
Let's not make me the first.
You're not going to complete a story.
I'm gonna play an Encounters Climax, and she snuffed the life from the creature with her masterful grappling. And I'm gonna draw 2
Okay.
cards. Okay.
And so it is candle number 8 now. Another blank one. No effect. Normal candle.
Oh, candle. Okay, so it's my turn.
Who deleted Cretter's?
Me.
All of that. Why? I don't know. I just
Continue.
Oh, because I challenged him. I challenged him to be.
He said a bad word, so I purged it. And why is this a big deal?
What are you doing over there, Mark?
Yeah, Mark, what are you doing?
I'm saying that chat's too clean. They're a bunch of wusses. That's what I'm saying.
No, don't do that.
Flame the fire.
PG-13 on the
Flame the
video, but
fire.
in the chat.
Chats.
I am going to play a
Can we
climax card on my mischief line. She began throwing switches on the machine's control panel, like shattering the royal family's princess heirloom.
Kiganis wants to start a chat brocan count.
That's all that ever happens. So I'm going to draw 2 cards,
I'm trying to run off my stalker.
and then I am going to draw 2 cards.
4 cards. He drew 4.
1 card. Ooh, cards.
3 cards.
Discard this.
Can I tell you about
Pick
me?
up this.
My name's Dracula.
Huh?
My name's Dracula.
You know what you need to get? You know the theory you got to get here really is like one that's more of a crescent moon one, so we're not sitting on the ends. Like a nice. This would also be a beautiful centerpiece in here too, just a good thing. So when like
You suggested it.
That's it.
Matt could unban Mark
Oh.
from chat. He would just have to ban him a couple more times and then unban him.
Did you ever hear about that story? We had a troll in the chat one time.
He wasn't a troll. He was
No,
just
he wasn't even a troll. It was someone that said something, and we had a lot of other trolls in the chat, so I was pretty quick with the silence button.
Who's illusion? It's
And
like
so
a little
they
Karopi.
asked, can you unban me, please? Like, it's not a private message. Can you unblock me from typing in chat? And meant it in the nice way. I'm like, okay, let me try. And so I clicked the button like 5 more times, because I thought it was like a toggle on or off. I just successively banned him like 7 times.
So we gotta unban him 7 times because each time you unban, it only does it once.
yeah, you told me about that. It's still funny.
Alright, so I'm playing a Encounters Rise in Action. Spewed liquid fire from its maw.
Mwah, mwah.
Mwah,
And
mwah,
I'm
mwah.
gonna draw Action of Hearts.
Ooh.
Can I see the discard pile?
You
No.
can certainly try.
Give it to me
What's the magic word?
before I punch you.
Those are separate
Hi,
words.
Illusion.
Did you see Illusion's little Karopi pig on the thing? It's so cute.
Will you pay
Groupie
attention?
frog. I
Focus.
said pig.
I said focus.
Focus on the game.
Someone take your phone away.
Yeah, we should probably be talking. What?
Chat loves me.
Chat loves me.
That's because you're bad at this game.
Face is ugly.
That's rude. Da-na.
5 seconds. No, this does not have what I want. Oh, it does have what I want.
Well, thank you for showing us what you're
I
taking.
think that's a discard.
No, I can see the face-up one right here.
Beastly encounter artifacts.
I'm gonna play an encounter took
Oh, God.
the fabled 9-headed Hydra.
Okay.
Okay.
I was in there.
It's on there. Yeah, I was in there.
I don't remember seeing that one.
I tossed it out.
Jerk.
Okay. Is that both your turns? Yeah.
Is that both of your actions?
Yes, but I don't know if it because going to the discard pile is one turn.
No,
No,
it's
No,
not.
it's free.
Oh no!
It's free.
Okay, no. I'm gonna try to first.
I guess that's back. Lightning.
Okay.
No, it's
Wait, flip the next card.
so panel number 9. Hooks may be played this round.
Hooks, maybe.
May not.
Not.
That's a
No.
typo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we went over that.
You cannot play any hooks this round.
Oh, it looks like Josh who needed a hook to complete his Beastly Encounter story.
Damn.
Really sucks to be him.
Just next round.
You think it's next round? I am going to attempt to complete my mischief line.
I'm enjoying the fact that
And do you
I'm-
have any interrupt cards? Because Mark is completing a
Attempting
mischief
to
line.
complete my mischief line.
I do not.
This hack couldn't weave a credible tale even with the lie of truth.
Liar.
It's okay.
Again!
You know what? That's fine. I didn't want to tell that story.
Because you have another card.
I really did not want to tell that story. I wanted to tell this story. As the boulder slowly accelerated down the ramp, our heroine fled. Then a hail of cat drops fell from the room,
It really.
fell to the
I'm
room,
so happy you two are on.
covering every tile. But the spike struck her pendant, deflecting.
Why did you choose to make a game involving so many words? English MFer, do you speak it?
I do, but I'm also in a mode of my mind where I can't talk because somebody kept me up really late last night,
Watching
and I had to
football
drive,
game, I was really-
watching not just football, but also the World Series of Poker.
Josh.
And the only thing I can think of while watching the World Series of Poker in this little putz that had this camouflage shirt on was this jacket.
You stopped it. You
Can we
stopped
all-
it.
What did I do?
Just the
That was really
the
good.
guy is like constantly like just throwing like random lines of he goes what is it called when you throw like 3 darts in a center ring? Anybody know what it costs for 3 darts for 3 center ring? Anybody knows what it is? No, when you hit the bullseye 3 times. Anybody knows what it is?
Oh, I know.
He goes, did anybody at the table knows what it is? Anybody at the table knows what it is? And it's called 180.
Oh
That's
my
what he
God.
does on the yeah. He was like such a little d-bag, and the only thing I could think of was this is like Matt at the table.
My girlfriend is super big into poker now. I'm gonna have to ask you. So he's wearing a camouflage shirt.
His camouflage shirt is like a guy from like Matt. I think it was the name was either Matt something. Or William. No, it was William. It was William. Okay, so
And you're
okay, so I'll
Mark
try
said
reading
Matt.
this again. I took my gold and ran to the table. It's not your turn.
I'm just looking at the pile.
Oh, I thought you picked first.
All right, so as the boulder slowly accelerated down the ramp, our heroine fled. Then a hail of cat drops fell to the room, covering every tile. But the spike struck her pendant, deflecting the deadly sharp spear. Finally resting after 3 years of quest across the most vicious lands. Is my story.
It was a beautiful
Get one of
story.
those big ones that you can't do anymore.
And you guys need to son of a biscuit.
Justin, I think you're gonna break it.
He
Okay.
has kids. You learn when you have kids to come up with very creative replacement
This
words.
is a biscuit.
So I'm going to discard 2 cards and use that to pick up one from the discard pile. Now I'm gonna go play this one here. This is Trickery, Climax, and Complete a Row. And it is the Saboteur destroyed the mass, leaving our heroine
A night with the barkeep could produce a more epic legend than this.
Matt would never know about that.
Pay gold. Now
You're
you
broke.
must beg for gold.
And you have to do it
really?
on your knees.
You must beg for gold whenever you are out of gold on your turn.
I was about to get some gold. You're mean.
Who's your daddy now?
I want gold. Give me gold, please.
Here you go. From the inn, you get 2 gold.
That's not very nice.
Now, you fell for my trap card. That means that Anne's going to complete one on her turn.
I'll hit up Matt on sexynerds.com.
Wait, what?
Anne needs to get her phone taken away.
It came back to me. Chat came back to me.
It's your turn.
What did you do on your turn, Josh? Because
I just drew 4 cards.
Son of a biscuit.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
38.
38.
He rolled poorly and he lost a bunch of points.
Oh, he was gambling.
Oh,
And I believe it's
It's
your
your
turn.
I drew 4 cards. It's your turn.
Oh,
You
then
didn't
why don't you
say
say
anything.
something?
Because it was fun watching you get angry.
So, number 10. Any climax cards played this round yield
1
1
gold.
gold.
Okay, so this is going to be tricky. Tricky.
Daggett said Jiggle Star.
Ooh, how should
And
we do
chat broke
this?
and count equals 2 now.
I am going to take a big risk. I am going to pay 2 gold, and I'm going to buy 2 bardic cards.
Ooh. Going for the Hail Mary here.
One for the helmet. That's your turn.
Oh, okay.
I paid it. I did it twice.
I
So
was just looking
Is
here.
this our last round?
This
is the last
round.
round.
I'm going to discard 2 cards in order to pick one up from the discard pile. And I'm going to play this card.
No, you're not. Hogslop. Who could swallow this nonsense?
Oh, you were about to say it. You were so about to say it.
And thank you, because now I'm going to play the one I really wanted to play. The Artifacts Climax here. Our hero traveled 1,000 leagues, chasing the jawbone of the Titan, shouldering the hopes and dreams of a nation, and slyly bartered a trade, offering up a useless trinket in exchange. Now I get my epic. Then constructed a monument to himself from the bones of his enemies.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Kigenis says,
Get
okay,
over
chat,
it.
do your best. I'll
Yeah.
donate $1 for every time we break in tonight. Kigenis is gonna be broke.
And Josh, it is now your turn.
I am going to put in a counter hook.
I was bluffing. I just ah!
While the details ring true, I've heard them about another goblin. Mine.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm surprised the Kanye West card has not. The Kanye West interrupt card has not come out yet.
Double check. I don't think there's one in here.
Look how sad the interrupt card is. Sad for you. It's tragedy.
Here we go, Flash.
Why do you?
Wait.
Yeah, think about this.
that's- I
Unless
can't
he
play
draws
them.
an interrupt.
No.
And remember, gold is every 2 gold is worth 1 lawyer.
So
One
I'm
lawyer,
gonna
the lore
two
at the end of
for-
the game.
Blake's gonna be
And,
very happy that you
one
named
point.
the card after
I got
him.
two.
A Lloyd
One.
card.
Illusion is now following us. Thank you, Illusion.
Thank you.
I thought you were 2.
No, he bought
Hey.
2 on his
I
turn.
bought
don't
2.
follow
Illusion.
That's all you did.
I used
Thank
to.
you.
I'm clarifying game rules.
You know, I'm gonna just buck the trend here and say,
It's a good thing-
whatever illusion. Like, of course you're following us.
Because we're awesome.
And then I'm gonna
I
trade
was
in.
mean to Valley Girl, Mark.
I'm gonna trade in 2 cards for.
No, you bought Barden.
That
Barden
was a
tokens.
reaction.
No, Bardic? Oh.
Never mind. Okay.
Oh, you're blocking or
Or something else.
Oh, I see.
is there a cancel card in there?
No.
Oh. But
There's a bardic that says you have to exchange so many cards per. So.
that's not exchanging. Exchanging means on here.
Oh.
Loser.
Whatever.
I'm going to play a rising action for the encounters.
Ah, perhaps a drink could liven up this boring tale.
I'm going to play a rising action for the encounters.
I'll let you finish, but I can't do that.
Wish.
On this turn, you can
Did you pay your gold?
pay your gold first. Still got one.
Pay your gold.
Pay your gold.
Fabled nine-headed Hydra slashed its dagger claws toward the entrails of our hero, and she snuffed the life from the creature with her masterful grappling. Let me give you my thing.
Huzzah! Yay!
Oh, she's not done. She's not done.
And slew each beast of legend from every corner of the earth.
But that was a very big
I lose my
ability
last
there.
gold, and Mark has no gold, so he can't lose anything.
Nope. Okay.
Tiny ass
So.
hands.
Oh wait, I didn't take a bardic talent when I completed my second epic.
I think you're telling stories and you're trying to get
No,
rid of them.
he's right. He should have 3. So, that was last call. Round 10 is considered last call. So, what we do first and foremost is look at your bardic talents and see if there's any of your bardic talents that you can complete.
Did I complete that?
I did not complete that one. I did not complete.
I
that
didn't
one.
complete.
Does this still the exchange count for interrupts too?
Did
May
you cover up? Yes.
I make you guys bigger again so that.
Yes.
Okay.
Interrupt every other bard at least once. I got the interrupt card to do yours, and you didn't play a card.
She seems a little salty about that.
A little bit.
Well, here's this one. Interrupt the same bard 3 times, and I didn't get any freaking interrupt cards. Man.
No, what a pity.
How many lore points does everybody have in the encounters
Wait.
category?
Encounters.
6, 7. I have 12.
3, 4, 6. Oh, really?
Yes.
2 to 3.
No, that's not. You don't count that.
Oh, I don't count.
Yeah, don't count the.
Oh, okay.
encounters.
I'm sorry.
So
I
well,
have.
I mean, if you do add them up, it's
They're the same.
It's 7.
7.
I have 7.
How many does everybody have in the hook category column?
1.
Will you
2.
be
I
quiet?
have 9.
I have 11.
What's the highest lore in the climax?
6.
I have 7.
I have 7.
So do I get
You
that?
win, not ties.
Okay.
You-
And then have the highest strategy lore before bardic talents are counted.
Yeah, you got
Tragedy
all
lore.
3 tragedy.
Well, you still have to have out of it because there's a lot of 3-pointers. I
I have 11.
have 10.
I have 14.
Shut up. Josh, it's enough.
16.
Nobody cares.
Okay. No,
It was close.
it was close because he had 14.
Oh.
All right, I had to play the most interrupt cards. I did not do that. Before completing any other storylines, all other storylines must have 1 card. That was the first one I did when I completed, and I said, "Oh, son of a." Play at least 1 card of each gender, and I did. I think. Where did
Remember which gender?
she, her,
Hero.
between struck her, the cop shops, the bowler, solely accelerated heroin. Oh my God!
Oh,
I didn't do it. Was that?
Didn't we? Our hero is not a gender card. Or it is a gender card because you intentionally put in heroine.
We were when we played last time. I said it. We were playing it per the rules that were there. But as I was looking through it and everything else, we have hero and heroine. We're gonna. Yeah, we will stick with that because it's in there as hero and heroine, and I'll just take the backlash from the feminists, essentially.
Matt rules. I figured that one out.
He did. I mean, we'll just take the backlash if people get that upset because we actually put heroine and hero, and there's an equal amount of cards in both.
Oh.
So I won one.
What is everyone's lore in the artifact storyline?
0.
6.
Okay, I got it then.
Yeah.
So I got 4 points for that one.
Okay.
Kiana
how many
says
did you get
hashtag
this
Matt
time?
rules.
this time?
Yeah. No, Bardic Talents. I'm just curious. How many Bardic
2.
Talents? 2?
2.
Okay. All right. Now what you do is you count up. You're going to start counting lore.
I
So
have my chat back
After
then?
nothing, you count your lore.
for every two gold, you get 1 lore. So you have a lore. Nobody else has 1 lore. You have 1 lore. Can you acknowledge what I'm telling you?
I have 1 lore.
Because you have 2 gold, so you trade that in for 1 lore point.
Okay.
And this doesn't give you negative 2 points on the interrupts, right?
No.
No, it's just the minus one.
It's just a -1. Yeah. Okay, so start calculating up your lore points quietly.
Fine. Okay.
44.
46.
Did you get it?
Josh won.
30.
51.
You son of a biscuit!
And he comes from behind for the victory.
Man, that...
I doubled my whole board.
Do you want a medal?
Oh! Table flip!
What board?
And every time you interrupted one of my white cards. I'm like, I really don't care. That wasn't the card I wanted.
Yeah.
I wish I would have had the male version of this.
What did it
Because I
say?
was
Your
so
goblin is male. Play only male or neutral gendered storyline.
I would have had a female version of this. It would have been great.
I had it the last game. I think that should be more points.
You know, we were looking over the point factors and all that, and it's probably something that's going to be modified and changed. To add
Because
up.
that's a lot harder than some of the other ones of like
Yeah.
interrupts. Like you have to make the whole board.
If you ban Matt, does he just sit there looking like the Ghostbusters icon for the rest of the stream?
Okay, guys. So that was Tales from the Taverns, Legends of Goblins Past. So that was the basic version of how you play the game. You could play it as a 6-round game, or you could play it as a 5-round game, or 10-round game. Sorry. Tons of fun. We actually have an expansion we're currently working on this that'll be out sometime next year, which will also be its own standalone as well.
Oh, you were mentioning that.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing both of those. Right now, we can use your help. Usually it's all fun and games and people are joking around a lot. It's like, please give us money, but really, please give us money. If you back us on, back the game, we could really use the help. I mean, if you back it up the deluxe version or have to scale it back later on, we do need traction. That's the biggest thing. So if you guys have not at this table backed it for at least $1, please do so. The more people that back, the better off the game's going to be. As we start to go, we have that lovely shot glass that will be.
I'm excited for shot glass.
That shot glass will be an extra pledge level. You also have the Ego Pledge, where you can become a goblin in the game. You will get one of these awesome and lovely treasure chests with it.
Ooh,
You actually get one of these that'll be hand stained,
really?
sanded. Yep. And we found somebody to do some etching of Tales from the Tavern on the front. You also get the neoprene playmats, so the neoprene playmats can roll up and fit right inside. This is a beautiful little addition. It's $250, but what it does is it helps get the game made. We have some other some other stretch goals that we'll be playing as we go along. We really want to bring this game to life. We want to bring it into your homes to get everything started. It's like our little flagship for it, and it'll go from there. Also, with the pledges that you guys do from Twitch Game Night through today, if you do it by midnight tonight, they get 10% of the stream if we fund. 10% of the stuff that was done tonight if they fund, not the entire stream. 10% of every pledge between the start of the stream and midnight tonight, Twitch Game Night will get.
That's kind of cool.
Quick shout out
Very
to
much.
Keeganis. He donated another $10.
I didn't want to interrupt
And
Mark, but yeah,
he-
thank you,
Let's
Keegan.
sign it off. So I want to
But
do
yeah,
that.
so everyone, please check out Tales from the Tavern.
Linked it again.
Okay, there we go.
It's a lot of fun, especially I can't.
And if you
I'm
check out
so
if you check out our last tweet, you can see the goblin shot glass. That's the thing I just put up in the
Official
chat.
sneak
And
peek.
I'm so bummed that I'm going to be missing the drinking version. I'm really upset.
Yes, we'll be doing the drinking version on Friday, not this Friday, the Friday. What's the date on that?
30.
The 30th. That's right. Because this Friday I will be at FenCon in Dallas, which is a literary convention.
Really?
So the great thing about this, let's talk what the benefits of Tales from the Taverns are. For those of you that are parents, the drinking variant's an easy thing to ignore and just push aside where the kids don't have to participate in it. But the cool thing about it is if you have a child that is difficulty reading or difficulty to get them to read, get them to sit down there, this game has helped out. It's helped out my daughter, who is 9 years old, that hates reading. So I've caught her several times just sitting on the playmat and doing this number. Just putting them down there to see what sort of different things that she can come up with in stories. Also, what happened with Undead Vikings' daughter, too. He caught her in there playing with it, going through and just putting the little stories and stuff down there. It's a nifty thing, so it's like going across the country like that. It's also pretty good for teachers and everything. They can have it inside the classroom for the kids to play, and you can do the shorter versions and all that. So, what?
No, just keep on
Yeah.
going. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just keep on.
So, the other fun thing is for the adults, the drinking version,
It's a lot of fun.
a lot of fun. Lot of fun.
I'm really bummed that I won't be able to play that.
We'll just have to play it again when you come.
I mean,
Yeah, campaign runs to the 13th. I think we can find another
we can
day.
do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Deliver as evil must be punished. So, what did you like about the game?
I like interrupting Josh. That's always the fun part for me. No, but I like how the stories actually do link up together.
Yeah.
And that it definitely adds a lot more flavor to the game for me. Just, being able to read through and kind of be silly about it and read the stories and put embellishments on things. And I definitely see how the drinking variant would help that out, because liquid courage gives you a little bit more. It turns you into a bard, really.
Turns you
Yeah.
into Christopher Walken.
Thank you.
I know I said this last time, but my favorite thing about this game, not that you asked me, but is,
I was going around the table. I was going to get to you.
well, I'm
She's impatient.
impatient because I'm really impatient because I really love this game. But my favorite thing about this game is like you don't really know until the end of it how it's going to turn out.
Yeah,
You know what? There's no reason or there's no way to get discouraged with the point system because it's going to be a surprise. You don't know what
Yeah.
people are holding in their what's
Bardic
the
talent.
bardic
Bardic
talent. You don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to add up. So that's my favorite thing about that.
Actually, just to interject back, I really like the effects of the candle cards.
How it burns
And-
down.
Well, I don't know. I like how the different effects that kind
You
of
can't
screw
do
with your
this
strategy.
round. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
do that round.
That burned me really bad when I said "son of a biscuit." I had the climax cards to go, so pretty much what it did was it effectively shut me down for a round,
Right.
and I pretty much had to give up the round of what my strategy was. So, and I like the fact of not knowing. Like every game is going to be different because when you do that shuffle and you play them out, first off, unless you're playing with the same set of cards in your hand, you're never going to get the same story twice. It's always going to be different.
Right.
That's another thing I love about it too. I mean, I feel like I've seen the same cards here and there, but that's usually because of bad shuffles, But I mean, the reality is though,
There are a lot of different cards.
a lot of different variants. I thought with Evo Genius Death Ray was bad, where I was playing through the game and I would see cards I forgot that we named, or didn't read them all because there's so much flavor on the Death Ray cards too.
Right.
And this one, there's like, that's a funny sentence fragment. That's a funny sentence fragment. That's pretty hilarious.
Especially when you're all as immature as we are. We see ones that we all start giggling
That's
like
the sort of
children.
TV because I want to show. We're going to do a little bit of after spotlight. Some nice little cool things. So.
Hog slop. Who could
That
swallow
would-
this
yeah,
nonsense?
I didn't tell you to read it. I was going to show something else.
Oh,
So, what did you like about the game, Josh?
I like winning.
So what I liked about the game was
So, we're going to come up with a new title for Josh. He's like the little silent assassin. He's the guy that just comes in when he's quiet, and then boom.
The mumbling assassin.
Mumble,
really.
mumble.
I like the bardic talents, and I would probably buy more if the mechanic was changed slightly, where it was kind of like beginning game, you get 2, discard 1, like Ticket the Ride, so you can kind of strategize that more. Because right now it's you get 1 and it's hit or miss, and that's my suggestion, and that's what it is. But I like the secret point
We'll
system,
play it on Friday with the two.
Yeah.
I'll see how if I like it that way or not. But
and then yeah, and some of them the points need to be fixed on. I think some of them are harder than others, and they don't get the same.
some of the
points.
point values were increased.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
like the
but-
ones like I showed you the one last time that's 35 points because
Yeah.
you're giving up 20
Yeah, you're giving
points.
up.
Right,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
giving 20
Yeah.
points up right here because you can only
You
do your
don't
hook and
finish any.
climax. You can't finish any epics.
Right.
So you need to automatically have 20 points right there because
To
if
make
not,
up for the game.
you'll-
Can I jump in here and ask? Does the game end early if someone completes all 4
Nope.
rows? No.
because you can keep putting cards on top,
Okay.
so you can modify your point values and all that.
Like how many turns does that actually take? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
Plus drawing and
plus
stuff
drawing
like that.
because you need.
So I mean, you theoretically.
Now,
round
originally
8 or
before when
9.
we didn't have the pitch 2 and take 1, they had a lot more completed playmats. But now that you're pitching 2, you're giving up some of the cards are also a commodity if you think about it.
Right, so you're going for the higher point values with the pitch 2 take 1 system, or
Pitch 2, take 1, what you're doing is you're trying to complete as many as possible because of how much the pitch 2, take 1 was really needed because you could also get bogged down with not getting something that you need.
right.
So I think I only did like 2, maybe 3 times this turn, if that. There's been other times where I've done it quite a bit, like through. So what did you like about the game, Ann?
It's easy to pick up. It's definitely easy to pick up, especially when you make it through once. I do like the replayability because there are so many different sentence fragments. I like that.
Every time I look, there's more cards.
Yeah, they're all
It's
over the
like they
place.
multiply with each other. It's ridiculous.
So you get a lot of you can replay it again
Right.
because you're not going to replay the same ones. I would like it if there were more phrases on the interrupt cards. Because I feel like sometimes the interrupt cards are the same one, and it's like.
And she's so excited to read them because they're so funny that she wants to.
She
do
likes
them.
insulting us that way.
Yes, I do. Is that my
There's
friend
one
you
she
left
hasn't
on?
read. The problem is that the interrupt cards are rare, technically. They're
No,
only,
this one we read twice.
Really?
Yeah,
Matt read that this once.
and I read it.
Oh, is that different art?
It might be
Yes,
different.
that's what I'm going to be explaining to Tiffany in
okay.
a second.
Okay.
There's
You read
only,
this one. You can't give me one that you actually read.
I'm just waiting to see if you actually knew that it was read, that you read it.
She
or
pays
if you
attention.
read it.
The one that
Are you
wasn't
sure?
read was the one I could have read was the.
The cayenne
This one.
Cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper one.
Yeah, cayenne pepper.
Um,
Here it is. I'll let you finish, but the story of my goblin is the greatest story of all time. The thing is, there's only 75 of them. So usually there's not too many of the same ones that go out. I mean, it's just been, because the way that, it's just been the luck of the draw that it came out. But I don't want to do it.
I mean, you asked me. I just tell you how I feel.
So, all right, then what don't you like about the game?
I wish that I know you have the mechanic or mechanism, and remember that was a topic of contention, but of the comedy tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that it was almost like they linked up together and provide like a point bonus if you had them all on the same row together. But I just think it might be a little bit weird with the scoring of it.
It's the thing about this one, at least this version of Tales from the Taverns, the first one that goes off. Think about every base game, like every game that you guys play with, all that you're getting out the base rules. So it considers the base rules, the way to start going, all that. We didn't want to add too many levels of complexity to the game because then at the end, it's you spend 30 minutes playing the game, 40 minutes playing the game, and then you spend 2 hours freaking trying to do.
Can I interrupt? A lot of the things that we've gotten kvetched about, what I do like about the game is you can all make those house rules. It's nothing with the actual physical pieces of the game or how the game is played at its core that would prevent you. You could be like, all right, house rules for ours is that you do this, or house rules for ours is you can pitch 2 cards. Oh, you've got all the pieces there that if you don't like a certain piece or you want to try something different with the game, you've got everything you have to do.
And there is another rule set too that you can use for parties or for games.
That's
for
one of
6
the cool
plus.
parts. That's what I like is you can play this game with the kids.
Mhm.
You can play this game with adults. That's one of my favorite parts of the game is that it has a mass appeal and you can alter the game. It's intended to be altered to appease that different
So
group of people.
the larger groups, there's actually a drafting mechanic you can do too. So you start with 5 and you take one pass, take one pass, take one pass.
Okay.
So that's another thing that we added as well because some people requested that mechanic and then everybody plays one instantly.
Well, that's interesting.
That is interesting. Can you block the person when you play it? What if you
Yes,
play
I think it's in
interrupt
there. It's all
card?
that. You're drafting cards and then you're playing them. I haven't played with those rules myself in a while, so yeah, I'm just remembering off the top of my head. There's so many different ways that you can play this game that you can modify it, and it's encouragement because you're a bard in a tavern. Do what the hell you want. So what didn't you like about it, Josh?
Some goblins are overpowered. I think strategically because my character, I doubled my whole board, while these characters double 3 cards. And
Yeah, so
That-
like 50% of the cards are either comedy or
Yeah,
tragic, correct?
we modified that. I
Yeah,
think it's like
okay.
+1 for everyone now. So
Okay, plus one, or these would be times 3. That would be either.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We
something
can do
like that,
times 3 to the
on
others.
those. Just so, all right, that row is a little bit more powerful. But like when I got this, I looked at my other card, like no.
And the other thing that's cool too is the art being modified past this
Yeah.
TP also, and I hope that they can see this. So but I want to go through with what did you like about the game? Ann?
I played with you.
No.
You're just salty for losing.
Are you gonna ask me what I didn't like about
No,
it?
just
Nobody cares about you.
put that down for a second. I just want you to hold on to it so I can explain.
She
said
doesn't
pass
listen.
it. No, she doesn't. That's
You
easy.
say pronounce it, and
I'm waiting for Ann to tell me what she didn't like about the game.
I think it's the interrupt cards because the biggest appeal for me is the replayability, that you have different stories. The stories are linking together. Once you start getting things that duplicate, and it's like I want the joy of
You want
yelling
more
at Matt in
flavor to
different
it.
ways.
That's, yeah. I mean, you
Make
could
your
always
own
just,
card.
you always just yell at me all the time anyway, so
I
it's
could.
fine.
Yeah. What don't you like about it, TP? Oh, it's okay. We'll move on now.
Wow. I didn't like playing with you. No, I'm just kidding. I know. I said it on purpose.
See what it's like when you don't have different cards.
The only thing I don't like about the game is that there is a version to play without alcohol, because it should always be alcohol because the liver is evil and it must be punished.
The liver is evil. I stole that from the Tortuga twins.
Well, I just stole it from you.
That's fun. It's to be. So, okay, so one of the cool things I want to show off is, do you have one of those older, one of the new cancel cards in front of you, TP? Did that get passed over?
Yes, I have an old
Okay.
one and a new one.
So to give you guys a little bit of like what we do with design, so if you're looking at the actual cards, if TP puts both of them up there for me, please. Here's sort of like the things that we go through like design. So you guys are getting like an inside the mind of a designer and how you go to do it. So first thing that you do when you're going through is you have all these great ideas about all the stuff that you want to do with it. And where's mine? Can somebody find me a green one? It'll have like the green thing on there.
Just saw one here recently.
Yeah. So when we go to design a game, we have to make sure that it's appealing and easy to stand out and all that. So one of the problems that comes up is, of course, people that are colorblind. And I was surprised at how many people that play board games are colorblind.
Just one.
That's fine. Yeah, Matt was already indicating that before
They
you
just don't pay
went-
attention. It's
Yep.
fine.
Nope, she was looking at chat instead of paying attention to
I'm
the
doing
table.
my job.
And her job. I was talking about hers.
Ah.
So one of the first things we had was all of our the creatures down here, they were all black. And then it made it really convoluted, and it was hard for somebody like me that looking at it is like, what am I actually looking at? So we made it with color. And so we were going through, and we went through, and we decided to make the colors up there of every one of the rows. And it's like, you know what? Then we ended up having to look at the cards on here and say, okay, how do we make this appealing to everybody? So as TP has in her hand, we made some sort of generic icon for the interrupt cards in the middle, because right now it's a big red smile or big red bulb chat bubble with a red, like the white thing through it. But it had like a generic thing on here, and it had like a little green one off to the side. So sort of like the way that we did it was we're like, oh, let's put it right in the center and put the thing on there. We actually had to put a -1.
And it's a
So
lot
to
different.
clarify, this is the old one.
That's the old one.
This is the old one. This is the new one.
It really makes it stand out. from
I
the
like
cards.
the new one a lot better.
Yeah, so, and some of the things that when we're going through design, it's like I was like, oh, well, you have to put the -1 on there. And you would be surprised at how much of an argument goes off of, well, it's in the rules that it's a -1. It's like, it doesn't matter.
No.
Face on the face.
Right.
Same thing with the epics. The epics have +5 on it, and I said we have to add the +5. And it's like, but why? It's in the rules.
Nobody
And
wants
nobody
to
remembers.
go back
Yeah,
and
you'll
read
forget
through the
it
rules when you're
easily,
counting
yeah.
points. It's so easy to be on the map and just count up your points right in front of you.
So that's
Especially if this game is meant to be played with younger people.
Absolutely.
You know, make it as evident as possible.
yeah, and we had to make the boards a little bit smaller too, because especially like when we were demoing this at Treasure Coast, a card table, it was like full, like ones were overlapping each other. It was hilarious.
Oh, I could imagine.
So we're actually shrinking up the top. We're taking the top down a little bit, and the mousepad style playmats are going to be full size, nice and pretty. There's going to be some little places like coins and your barter talents down here. So upgrade. But that's just like a little bit of design stuff that we went through. Now the funny thing was, like Ann pointed out early on, like the backs have a couple different designs on them. So what happens when you're in the middle of design? Here, pass that over to TV. Oh wait, TV's got one. Flip her.
What
flip
am
her
I?
on.
What are you asking for?
Backside of both of those cards.
Okay. The backside of the.
Both of them. So
Both of the interrupt cards,
Okay.
the green and the red
the
one.
one that has the green actually looks like it's a goblin tribal knot, because the game's original name was Legends of Goblins Past. And while I'm sitting there going through and doing it, one thing about being a game designer is, and a publisher, is how do I take this game further than where it's at? Because eventually what happens with all games is they get to a point plateau and then start to drop. So usually you have to bring something else out if you want to keep that world and that universe going to bring more stuff to it.
I didn't even notice that was a goblin before.
Yeah.
I always see it.
It's actually on the playmats too, if you notice on these ones.
Oh. Yeah, I never noticed that before either. That's really funny.
Yeah.
I like the subtlety of that. That's really cool.
So here's the fun thing: 101 ways to piss off your artist. All art's done for the game.
Change it up.
Come on in and sat down and go like, hey Brad, why don't we make an expansion which is a new row with new stuff, and we'll put dwarves in. It's a great idea. How do we do it? It's like, well, we can either put a new row in, or we can just take a simple card that goes right here over it, and it covers up the thing, so now you have your row. So as we're going through and doing that, I was like, but man, how does that fit thematically? How does that fit with design? Legends of Goblins Past, Dwarves of the Undermountain, and we spent like 2 weeks trying to think of another name. And finally, it just hit me. I was like, Tales. I think Lore from the Tavern or something like that. I said Lore from the Inn, and all these names are taken. I finally look up Tales from the Taverns. Holy crap! It's free. Take it. So then we're sitting down there, and it's like Tales from the Taverns, Legends of Goblins Past, and Brad and we were having another production meeting before Manny got there, who's our artist, and we're looking at it, and he's going, so this is going to be the flagship, right? He's going, yeah. So any expansions we add to it will be another race down the line. And I'm like, yeah, that's the idea. He goes, so then all the new race cards will be easy to spot on the back because it's going to have the goblin not on one and the dwarf on the other. And I'm like, no, we just put the goblin thing on the back because we're, oh. So Manny comes in and sits down, and we're like, and so I said, Manny, we got sort of like a good news, bad news situation here. What do you want first? The look on his face when we told him, by the way, yeah, you're done. We need a whole new icon on the back of the cards. Wow. That was fun, because then he had to redo everything. And then he spent like the entire 6 hours of our production meeting just drawing and sketching, and then he came up with the new icon, which is the two mugs clashing. So I don't know if
It
you
looks like a
actually-
scroll. That's what it is. 2 mugs clashing.
I
Yeah.
see it now.
Ah.
I thought it was too.
Yeah.
I love his iconography. you know?
Yeah. I love the subtlety of it all, where it really, it's another depth to it. I actually really like that.
So these will change as well. They're all going to change.
No, the goblins are going to stay goblins on the back of the card.
So future races, expansions, they'll have their own unique racial design for the back of the cards.
Funny enough that he started working on this for the dwarves, and he's like, no, wait, and he redid another design. It was like more like a dwarven hammer with the face on it. So the tribal knots are going to be really interesting moving forward and doing it, because we're doing multiple different races. I think right now we have 6 expansions planned, and the cool thing about the expansion, not only they stand alone, but they'll add to the base game.
Right.
So you have 2 versions that they're pretty much to play. So because you're going to get enough cards for this game, plus enough cards on its own, so in case you mix them together. I don't know about you guys, but when I get an expansion, I just throw it in the box and mix it all up. So that's kind of fun. That was kind of fun stuff to do. So there's a little bit about design and intricacies and all that. So
Very cool. So is there anything else you wanted to add about this game before we wrap up the session?
Please back it.
So yeah, please check it out again. It's on Kickstarter right now, and it is Tales from the Tavern: Legends of Goblins Past. TP, if you want to throw that link up one more
course.
time. And please show your support for the game.
Yeah.
It's been great. The game's great.
Let me put it to you this way. If you guys want more great games to come out, we have some awesome stuff to talk about that is going to be coming out. And the only way that that can happen is if we get our projects funded. And what it does for the project and what it does for the company is it allows me also to get great products, great other projects that funded together. I'm a publisher. While I do design and I do development work, and there's a difference between the two. I need the ability to go out there. Like if you have like one person has a great game, but they really don't want to sit there and wait until 6 months to a year for the Kickstarter to go off, and that project all of a sudden limits and gets put into a closet and disappears. There's a lot of games that happen like that. So the more that you help us, the more also helps Twitch Game Night. It also helps you guys get more great games out onto the market. And I travel all over I'm going to be traveling all over the globe probably as this company grows and builds up. But not only that, you're helping quite a few people do their passion, which is making awesome board games. So
That's what we're all here for.
if you think the game sucks, pledge the game. Tell me where you want me to send it to. I'll send it to schools and libraries.
That's cool.
So, thank you very much, guys. I'm Mark Sierras with Vile Genius Games. And
This is Twitch Game Night signing off.
One
Thank
thing
you.
we'll do first.
Oh, no. Okay.
how the hell do you not plug? Can I finish my plug of my location stuff now?
What location stuff?
I want to tell people where they can find me. You little.
Well, before we do that, we still have our giveaway to do.
Yeah.
So let's do that, and then we do our sign-off plugs and everything. And
Oh, but yeah,
Well,
you're
there-
giving something away, but then I don't have it to
Well,
sell.
give
I
away.
made no money this weekend.
He already gave it to
He's
us,
taking
so-
it back. He's taking back all my giveaway.
Take backsies.
Take
so
back.
we'll give everyone a chance to sign up for the giveaway.
I just posted in chat.
Okay.
Don't forget to sign up for the giveaway. If you don't need instructions, it's exclamation point ticket space the number of tickets. Each ticket's 25 points. You can check your points with exclamation point points. And I was gonna tell Mark, you can just take back the one you gave to Anne, and then I realized she didn't get one.
Yes, you didn't get one.
So while they're doing that, we can finish doing our shameless plugs and everything. While
Yeah,
they're-
so please follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter,
YouTube. Discord.
Discord if you want to chat with us
There is
after
an
hours.
Instagram now?
There is an Instagram
It's
now.
not in the shameless plug yet, but
Don't look at me like that. I caved to better.
Vetter sent the link out earlier. Maybe he'll do it again.
And the first picture is us on our panel,
Woo!
smiling because Mark walked in.
I know.
Gentlemen.
To get me to go into a panel that I was not on, I was like, "Oh yeah, the Twitch panel's on," and I came in, ran through, went on your
You
your
shoved
camera,
your face in the camera.
shoved my face in the camera, and said, "I'm out." It was like one loop, and that was it.
One of our viewers, Charles Fox, asked earlier, where can you get the Vile deck?
I actually linked him to your shop.
Huh.
Yeah, because Wait,
Wasn't-
what country is he in?
No,
It's
you
Charles.
said-
He's
said-
the one that you
That's right,
sent
yeah,
for the
yeah.
nut shot,
Nerp,
and
nerp.
he wants
Sorry.
the Vile deck to go with it. So I sent it over to your shop.
Yeah, did you guys see what happened to me earlier today?
No.
I ran over an entire case of the
I
Vile
heard.
deck.
Ooh.
Ran it. I went to take the stuff out of the back of the Navigator, so I popped the truck. My thing goes up automatically. I took some stuff out, and it must have fallen off. And then when I was going into the house, I hit the button and closed it. Or when I was in the house, I closed it. I didn't realize it. I went to go leave to go out, and so I thought I hit a dog or something. I was like, "Oh my god!" Got out. I was like, "What the hell did I hit?" And I looked under, and I was like,
How many decks did you
So-
try?
Oh.
I didn't count because I was going to get lunch and I was so damn hungry. I'm just like
Were you
throwing
crying?
Vile decks. Huh?
Were you crying?
Oh no, I was well, oh yeah, no, I'll get it. Here's where I said, well, shit. That was like the ending of everything that happened. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I threw them up all on the table and I was like, screw it, I'll deal with it later. And I left what?
You defiled the Vile deck.
No, that was actually Steve Avery's response to it. He goes, you should have a defiled Vile deck sale. I was like, and charge more money was the other thing too.
Mr. Frankel said so vile the developer tried to kill it.
Oh, I did have one guy throw a vial deck at me at Treasure Coast.
Did you?
Oh, a treasure
Through
coast.
it? Why?
You were telling us it happened beforehand.
Oh, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Because some people are too thin-skinned and can't see the humor for anything. Usually it's the pro-lifers that really get with a fetus cannon. The fetus cannon gets them going, so...
So wait, do you display the fetus cannon, or how do they?
Oh,
feel
it's one
about
of the first 3 cards I show. We have the display deck. And
Maybe you shouldn't do that.
No, that's
no, it's intentional.
to show
I would
you
much
what
rather
you're
have somebody get pissed off right there at the table and throw it back in my face
Then purchase it,
than
bring
to
it home,
purchase
and
it,
get
take it
upset
home,
like it was sneaky.
then do it, because those are the people that will then go online and do it.
Yeah.
But if they don't have it in their hand, they have no proof.
Gotcha.
But more likely they'll just be like, whatever, no, walk off and storm off.
Right.
We also had one person that said that, I should feel ashamed of myself.
I mean, you should for so many reasons.
So many
Not
reasons,
nice guy
but-
names. So I got to drop that line. She was waving her finger at me and doing all that, and I was like, oh yeah, she was trying, and I was like, last time I checked, the name of the company is Vol Genius Games, not Nice Guy Games. I don't care. And wrong day, lady. So the Vol deck, yeah, you can get that online.
And they get it if they back the project. They can add it on the backer kit.
They'll be adding it on a backer kit. I'll probably put up a couple more pledges. So if you actually want the Vile deck with Evil Genius Death Ray and Tales from the Tavern, add
$1,000.
no, actually I'm going to do something nice. The Evil Genius Death Ray is normally $30. That's the MSRP of the game. And since I want to try to get the thing going, anybody that backs Tales from the Tavern at $30 to their pledge, they'll get not only the base game but the Vile deck.
Oh, that's nice.
Very cool.
So you basically for $30 extra, you're getting 3 games instead of.
Yep.
2 games.
Two games and an expansion.
Well,
Expansion.
yeah.
Yeah, and then if you want to, I don't know what the MSRP on for it is off the top of my head, unless you just want the base game. The base game is $20.10, but that's already on there. The complete pack's already on there. If you want to, so I have to put the one up before that. I thought I put it up. That $5,000 pledge level would not die on the damn page. I kid you not. I'm sitting there trying to delete it. I was trying to delete it all weekend long. I thought I deleted it,
Yeah.
and it kept showing up. I was like,
So
what
wait,
the
what
hell?
you had to delete it yourself, or what happened?
Yeah, well, the first thing was the person that dropped their $5,000 pledge.
They did, okay.
And they finally did. When they did, you can go in there, you can edit your project, and you can take out pledges that nobody's pledged on. You can modify pledges nobody pledged
So
on.
you wanted to take it out so someone didn't do that again.
You're damn straight. One of the things that I think, again, the path for the good intention, path to hell's paved by good intentions. And I appreciate what the guy was trying to do to bring the project up. I did not appreciate that when he did that, and I'm trying to conversate with him, to communicate with him that, hey, is this real? Because, if people have money on Kickstarter to do stuff like that.
Right.
And for them, it's a good value when they're getting every single game
Did
To
you
be
ever?
published.
to be published, expansions, promo packs,
You
the
do
whole nine
5,
yards.
10, starting to get to 20 a year.
We're doing a lot. We now have 10 games that are in various stage of publication that will be done next year. So, and the way that we're doing things is stuff that's going to be, we're going to be probably reprinting things like when we do our Kickstarter. That game's done. It's ready to ship. That's the way that we want to do things. So the more money we raise for Tales from the
It's
Tavern,
more pre-orders than funded, so we can complete
yes,
it.
pre-orders and stretch goals.
Yeah.
We'll put in more stretch goals and stuff
But
like
it's
that.
not like here's my prototype. I want to research how to make this work. If you prove that it's profitable, no.
Every
it's
game we
done.
do on Kickstarter is 90% ready. The only thing that's not ready is the ego pledges that we add to the game.
and it's just hit and go.
And then it's hit and go, getting production running. We've already got our production quotes done, so we already know the numbers. Our factories are ready to work with us and get things going and produce it out. We've done so much research in this field. It was amazing. When I was on you guys, I don't think was anybody that you were there for the publisher, the
It's there for the designer.
the designer one, yeah. When I was in the designer one, we were going over some of that, and I was saying just, how much research I went into before getting into this, because I didn't want to be one of those guys on there, like Evertide Games. Evertide Games, they had their next Kickstarter funded their previous Kickstarter. So
No, that's not how.
that's how they did it.
That's not how it's supposed to be done.
Not at
That's
all.
awful.
Your funds for your current Kickstarter stay with your current Kickstarter, unless you fulfilled everything, and you want to
And
put it
you
towards a
actually-
future project.
I mean, that's your business, and like obviously, ideally you make profits, and you're not doing this just
Because
for
I've been in
even.
business for so much, and I would go through the numbers and all that, I wanted to make sure that everything that we did was on point and on par. Because Evertide Games, they made the game from Goblin's Alternate Realities, which is from the Goblins comic. That artist got his backers to back on big. It was $120,000
Oh, wow.
that was raised for that project, and the guy who took off with the money.
How much money?
120 some odd thousand. I personally backed into that one $256 to get everything that I wanted on it.
And what,
So-
what project was this? I'm sorry.
Goblin's Alternate Realities. It was a card game based on the Goblins webcomic. Excellent comic, by the way. Speaking of excellent comics, Tales of the Taverns, Legend of Goblins Past artist Woody Hearn is the one that it was from GU Comics. In case you guys have never read it before, it's actually one that started back in the times of EverQuest, and there's usually a one-panel comic on the gaming industry.
No idea.
Yeah, it's like all sorts of things. Like whenever like an MMO goes to die,
Uh-huh.
like dungeon, he'll actually put a zapper up, and you see the fly with the name above it goes to the zapper, and like there's two flies that always live because they're forever. They're like Shadowbane, and another one that's always on that no matter what you can't kill it.
Yeah.
You know,
Galaxies.
I think SWG was one of those ones there too.
Mark was loud enough for me.
Huh?
So you weren't loud enough for me. That's what I just said. Maybe you weren't.
I was yelling at her for not speaking up enough for the microphone.
I heard you. Twitch doesn't need to hear you. I heard you. So, yeah, so when we did all that research, it's a lot. I mean, it's a really huge amount of money a huge amount of research you have to do, because it's not just, well, how much does it take to make the game? It's how much does it ship? How much is it to ship to the backers? Do you want to be EU friendly? How much is EU friendly going to cost you?
Right.
That was
Yeah.
a big point that they had discussed on the first panel that we went to, was shipping.
Yeah,
A lot of people just don't realize how much it's going to take, and that's the research you need to put into the.
Well, there's another thing too that most people don't realize. I'm going to throw a shout out to the Backer Kit people, and I'll probably link them to it. A lot of these creators, I talk to them quite a bit too. I'm not a penny pincher, but I like to be able to make the best product for my buck for the most effective cost possible, high quality materials, and also get it to the backers at the cheapest price.
Absolutely.
So that way I can give my backers more for their money. I'm not one of the ones that says, like, originally when this game came out, people were like, oh, you should charge $50 for this. So I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, no, it's going to be too much. I'm making, I am a capitalist, but I also know
I
that.
don't want to take advantage of your customer.
Exactly. I don't want to be over, I know the value of my product. I know that's an excellent product, and I don't want them to, if I can make the same game for $30 that I could for $50, and everybody enjoy it the same way equally, I'd rather have them have more, because then they can get my next product, and my next product, and my next product. Too many of these companies do the alternate switch, and like, I'm going to make as much money as possible to be most profitable possible.
You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I mean, I can understand both sides of it. So, when I was doing the research and I was researching shipping, one of the biggest things is I was doing the pledge manager, and most people automatically shy away from pledge managers because they're like, well, I don't want to have to give any more of my funds from Kickstarter to a pledge manager.
Right.
The backer kit, if it's your first time there, you have to pay like $300 for a setup fee, and then there's like a couple tiers.
Yeah.
There's 1% of, well, no, the first one is 0% of your funds, but they take 20% of anything you raise through backer kit, which that's bad. That's a bad deal. I mean, if I could take it, if you don't plan to sell much through there, they take 20%. It's, whatever. Then there's 1%, and they take 5% of anything you raise through backer kit. Okay, so that's pretty much like Kickstarter things, because you're also paying the processing fees, so it's about the same thing.
Right.
Then you pay 2%, and you get 100% of your backer kit payments. So whenever somebody pre-orders, I chose that option this time, and I'm very happy with it because I made more money that way. But the thing I didn't realize when I was going through this is because I was going through to start doing fulfillment and all that, the USPS rates jumped
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
high, especially international. International doubled.
Double.
And I'm like, oh my God. So when I was looking at the rates on backer kit, they have what they call the competitive. I don't know. It's a competitive pricing model.
Yeah.
Because
we use BackerKit for our project that we
yeah,
do, so.
BackerKit they have so many people, so many shipments that are going through. The postage is pretty much bought in bulk, and you do whatever. So you buy $200 in postage. They keep $7 for processing fees. You now have $193 in change for postage. But then you go to do a game like Death Ray. Death Ray through the post office, if I could get it into a flat rate box, was going to be $12 to go from here to
International?
Washington.
Oh,
Here to Washington.
Okay.
It's $7.44
Oh wow.
from here to
Fantastic.
Washington. Huge difference.
Yeah.
Along the eastern seaboard,
It adds up.
$6.44,
It adds
and all that does, and on top of that, it's also protected up to $100 automatically. So if you have something damaged, it goes from there. So that's what a lot of people don't realize when it goes. So what's the time check?
10:38.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's early time. We don't have to give up. I like talking about stuff like this. So,
We like having you on to talk about stuff like this.
let me ask the question: what does chat? Does chat have a question for me? Let's take some Q&A. How about that? Q&A time. I'll answer damn near anything.
Red Dice Game says, you know a good way to get into the EU? Me. Red Dice Game
A
is
good way to
actually...
get it to the EU. Don't. No. Sort of going into the shipping aspect. I don't price mine out as EU friendly.
Okay.
Right now. The reason being is until I find a mode that actually works and I'm selling enough to do it EU friendly, I don't want to promise something that's EU friendly
That you can't deliver.
that I can't deliver. However,
What's the advantage of having a distributor in the UK for you
The-
as far
the
as shipping?
the shipping rates are significantly lower. The the VAT tax to the customer is very low. Or there is none. So VAT tax is if it's $25 or more USD value, they have to pay a percentage up to 40% for that product. That includes the shipping cost as well.
So that would be an advantageous route for well.
It's more financial. It's a lot cheaper for the customer themselves to receive it, and therefore you're going to have more EU backers if it's EU friendly.
There's been some discussions, and I'm of this train of thought as well, that you're not buying something from me when you back a project. What you're getting is a reward for helping me succeed my goal. So the cost of the product is my cost.
Right.
So when I ship it over there,
Right.
most of my customers do not get with VAT tax because I show them the shipping charges on there. It's $15 plus I put whatever the cost is for the product on
It's
there.
a gift. It's not merchandise. At that
It's,
point.
I don't really put, even if it says merchandise, I still put the value of the cost on there.
Okay.
Not as gift, because putting it as a gift that's very problematic.
Yeah.
I put the cost on there.
Cost of the actual good, not what
Okay.
the retail cost.
Okay.
Yeah,
see
so I
what
put
you're
the cost of the good on there, and it's usually under $25. So
Okay.
most of my EU people don't pay VAT tax. I don't advertise EU friendly because the last thing I need is 1,000 orders from the EU and suddenly being investigated. Or having 1,000 orders from the EU and now suddenly have to do it, and I have to pay a VAT tax to get it in there. You know, because of how
What
much
are VAT tax percentages?
for up to 40%.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's the spicy meatball.
Indeed.
So I'm looking at different distributors and stuff.
Better
for that
says you
area.
should always put the cost to replace on the customs form to put the retail value as fraud. That's
Cost to
Always
replace?
put the cost to replace your cost.
Oh yeah, the cost is going to be that's the cost that's on there. So if something happened to, and I've had it happen. I've had units that got lost or destroyed. You know, I don't ship to Brazil hardly anymore though. Let's play the game. Where's my package?
Oh.
And not even for theft. Just where's the package? Where is it supposed to go? And why the hell is it in Argentina right now?
Oh, that's nice.
It's on vacation.
So the actual cost for goods is on there of what it would be to do it. If it was the actual MSRP of the product and all that, that would be different depending on region. Because just like in the U.S., the argument is in the U.S. a freaking EpiPen is $600.
Yeah.
In the U.K., it's $25.
So you don't go to the UK, buy a bunch of EpiPens and come back here.
Yeah, I think it's more than $20. But yeah. So that's why there are a few companies out there that are doing it. It's just that I don't want to splash into that market unless I absolutely have to. And when I do, it's going to be on a level that is better. So when I did my research on all that, I found that way worked best. Next question? Questions?
Anything
Chat?
in chat?
Well, I guess when I ask questions, we're probably going to have like a minute or so delay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a delay.
Ask away, chat.
What was the best question you got when you were on the panels?
The best question I got when I was on the panels was, where do you see this industry going in the next few years? And I think we're on a path for contraction. You know, right now there's so many different things that are expanding. Like right now there's like 648 new projects. I think there's going to be a tipping point, and I think it's already starting to experience. We're already starting to feel that contraction a little bit. That there's so many projects out there that it's really hard shifting through the chaff.
Right.
I think for Kickstarters particularly, it might be more advantageous for Kickstarter to have two different paths for tabletop. One is established publishers with a certain level of financial backing that happens per. For example, Cool Mini or Not should never be in the same category as Volley Genius games at this point in time. I should never have to compete on that ranking and that system for them. Because right now what happens is you have all the big companies launching 4 or 5 products. Some of them are launching like a project right after a project, back to back, and they're so strong, they have such a huge thing. If you're not on the first 2 pages, nobody's scrolling all the way down.
Right, so they're
You
just
know?
attracting from the space that you would be on in that conception.
Yes. I think that Kickstarter can do things where they break down their categories a little bit better. You know, major companies, so those people that make millions of dollars per Kickstarter, which I don't believe in the tabletop industry anymore. I simply don't. They shouldn't be there. But for other ones that you have to weigh to filter through and see a lot better, because right now their system's all screwed up. You know, there's got to be some way to get for people to get seen and traction and stuff like that. So that thing was one of the best questions. Where do you see the industry going? I think there's going to be a lot more policing being done. I also see some of the bigger companies doing a lot more buyouts. You know, like Asmodee that's been going through and buying out a bunch of different companies. I think that's not going to end anytime soon. I think they're going to try to capture more. They're going to be the new Hasbro board games. They're not already.
If you, Mr. Frightful wants to know, if you fun, could you wrap mine pretty so I can give it to my wife for her birthday?
When's her birthday?
When's her birthday, Mr. Frightful? When's Mrs. Frightful's birthday?
Mrs. Frank.
That's what he calls her, not her face.
How do you know?
Because he told me. I hope she's not watching this. April.
April?
April.
Could I wrap it pretty?
You might
It'll be in a pretty
rabbit.
brown box. I would love to say yes. I would say I'll make my best opportunity to remember.
Remind me through
But-
Discord and I'll yell at him.
But just wrap your own damn gift. It's your wife, man. You see, you were all teary-eyed earlier.
Alternatively, you know, Josh is very good at wrapping gifts.
He actually is. He's not good at speaking, but he can rap pretty well.
So wait, let me ask anybody
He's
if this.
joking. He's
Has
joking.
anybody made their significant other wrap their own gift before?
My best friend's done that to me.
My wife wraps her things so prettily and all that, so I just make sure it's like if I get a package in, it's in the box. It's like, here, honey, wrap this. She goes, what is it? I'm not telling you. She goes, am I really wrapping my own gift? I was like, yep. And I have to sit there like this and watch her do it, so she doesn't try to peek.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
What other questions? Come on, guys, Q&A time. Ask the Twitch people too something. We'll make them into-
Gundark says I am an excellent rapper.
Excellent.
Excellent.
God. He is though. He's actually very good. He's like Martha Stewart. Very
So the
good.
two of us could wrap presents together and
You could.
Mrs. F makes me do all the rapping. Gundark is Martha Stewart. I feel like he's a male version of Martha
He
Stewart.
is. He's
but he's
very
not in
good.
jail.
But he's not in jail.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Wow, you know what's funny? It's like this is my phone's been blowing up like ever since the Treasure Coast Comic Con.
At
It's
work,
like I look
we
down,
were
I have
fun.
like 23 new notifications. It's all about the
yeah,
stuff
Insane.
out there.
crazy.
What was one of the better games that you saw at Treasure Coast Comic Con?
Evil Genius Sapphire.
Rocket Cats?
I heard them playing that.
That's the one with the
I-
stones?
I actually was kind of upset that I didn't get a chance to jump in and play that one. That was
Rocket Cats.
Is that going to be one
from
of your games?
space, right?
I'm assuming.
Hopefully. That
What's
was
your
one.
partners or your? Or,
That's Jeff's
yeah, his
girlfriend's.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
But like, he's with you, Jeff's with you, right?
Jeff's is my operation guy. Jeff is like my right hand man.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he has a shirt on and everything, so I'm assuming that.
It's kind of right now. Vile Genius Games is in a period of expansion and growth. So what I would love to have is an angel investor that's come in and give me enough money that I can run the company for 2 years without having to worry about running and chasing
Budgets
that,
and-
chasing this, going through and from convention to convention to convention. Because right now, I mean, look, I'm a salesman by nature. 37 cons this year. I'm going to 38 next year.
That
next
leads
week.
me up to another question.
All right, I'll get to that. So, with that, I want Jeff on full time. I want Manning on full time. I even want to hire Lloyd full time because if I have that team together, I think my company will be unstoppable.
You're gonna hire me full time though, right?
Aaron called it Flick It to Ride.
Like,
So they said it was like Ticket to Ride, Flick 'em Up, and some other game. I don't know what
It's a fun game. And the funny thing is like Jeff comes up to me and goes, "I need to show you this game to see if we're going to sign it." I was like, "Okay, do you think we should sign it?" He goes, "Well, I'm kind of biased. My girlfriend's like, I don't give a shit if your girlfriend's."
If it's good, it's good.
you did it! You did it! You did it!
Yes, I did. I said, "I don't care. Is it a good game?" He goes, "Yeah." So since I was running around scattered all over the place, and he kept wanting to bring it out, it wasn't until that night when you guys joined us in the Holiday Inn. At the Holiday Inn. I saw it there, and I only had to see it for 2 seconds to say, "Jeff, get the deal done."
I would say I want to say everyone that was playing that game was having a fantastic time. Everyone was laughing and joking around, and they were super into it. And that's another reason why I wanted to jump in.
And everyone's just yelling Rocket.
Everybody
Cats.
looks like they're having
Yeah.
fun.
We are going to be launching War Chiefs.
Mhm.
We have to get the done. That was the one that was done by John D. Francisco and WB. That's so going
Oh,
to catch on. Everybody's
John
calling.
is awesome. Sorry.
John's so excited to come down here.
John is
What's
actually a
that?
buddy of mine from an online gaming guild, the Sacred Silver Blades, that's been around for 20 years now. We're celebrating 20 years next month in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, he's gonna be there too?
He's not going to be able to go there because he's going with me to BGG. So he couldn't take all that time off.
Oh, he's gonna be at BGG?
Oh, yep, he's going to be at BGG. So
I
he's
guess
gonna be there.
Gundark's going to BGG then, huh? They became BFFs, like instant BFFs.
Who?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Oh, yeah, John is. Oh,
They
why?
became instant BFFs.
So, oh, he also me too.
He was, because he had the Iron Maiden
Where did you get
shirt,
that
and then
from?
he said he was
Yeah.
from Connecticut, and then we were talking about the Chance Theater and Poughkeepsie, and
Oh, don't
now-
get this. Don't get the. I had to sit inside the car with them talking about punk rock. No, don't start. Anyways, John has been my buddy for years. I've been a part of the guild for 18 years now. It's amazing. My daughter's grown up inside of the guild. It's great. So yeah, the War Chiefs game. I don't want to go into too much details, but Post-Apocalyptic Wasteland. When I have Stephen Avery and Zev saying it's an excellent game. Got to get it out there. We're actively working on it. We just started working on it. I mean, the game is done.
Yeah, they said the game was just artwork and all that, right?
It's just artwork, so we're gonna start working on the artwork.
He was almost ready to bring it out there. He's like, if I had artwork, it's all black and white. It doesn't look pretty.
Who
Right?
cares?
So, what was the question you're gonna ask about?
Oh, she forgot.
I think that then I remembered.
Hold on.
Ian is here from the con.
Was that?
Ian.
So he's one of the people that from the con that was walking around, and he actually sat down and streamed with us for a while.
Oh, cool.
And he had his own Twitch account too, so he was super excited
Hey,
to sit
Ian.
down and stream with us. Hey, how you
I
doing?
probably didn't meet you, or maybe I did, and I came to when they saw my eye on the screen.
It might have, yeah, it might have been around that time.
Okay,
Fine,
so what was your question?
Of all of the bajillion cons that you have been to, just this past year, which one was your favorite? Which one would you go to again?
Oh, there's a lot that I would go to again. My favorite one is still the Dallas Games Marathon BGG combo because of
That's the one you're going to in November? Or is it
November.
different?
Yep, that's November. I sure hope that BGG does not go to a 10-day con next year.
Oh my god, 10-day con.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to try to do that this year. They even put on a Kickstarter to try to get like a pre-con going and raise the funds for it. I'm glad, no offense to BGG of course, but I was glad it failed.
It's a lot.
Because I like going to Dallas Games Marathon for the smaller, tighter knit. There's a lot of developers there and the designers in Dallas Fort Worth area. And it was 4 days of hanging out with those people in a much smaller environment, and then going into the several thousand person event. So I like the BGG field because you're only in the vendor hall from 10 to 6. Then all night is gaming. So like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
You know, my brain is evil and must be punished because I don't get any sleep. But it's just a great thing to meet with the people, the insiders, and all that stuff. So there's quite a few I will not do again. But I almost look at it like this: for all of you indie designers and game and want to figure out what's going to be best in the Florida area, which cons work, which cons don't. I'm creating a list of cool, okay, good, no chance in hell.
Oh, we would love to see that list.
Well, I stopped calling it the shit show, and I'm calling it.
You did it again.
I know. Well, this one I was intentional because I mentioned it on the stream several times. The shit show was Florida Fandomania. I usually don't name drop, and I usually don't say things out loud. But if you're ever thinking about going to a show that's run by that group, don't do it. There was the most disorganized, idiotic group of people I've ever had the ability to work with, where they didn't even pay the freaking talent. They lied about the numbers. They said 5,000 pre-sold tickets. There was 383 pre-sold tickets.
That's kind of a big difference.
Now, it's okay if you do that, as long as you have the money in your pocket to pay the talent.
Right.
You know, like when the numbers issues came up for Treasure Coast, John had already paid the talent. He had the funds there to pay the talent and pay everybody.
Right.
Everybody that was supposed to get paid got paid. Nobody was left off on the hook. But that show, no, never do it. The other show I say stay away from, don't go to GeekyCon, or as it's normally known, LeakyCon. LeakyCon. It was LeakyCon originally. It was a Harry Potter convention that was in Orlando. And now they're doing it over multiple cities. The problem is they have one set fan base that travels, and when they're making multiple shows, it detracts from the one. They straight up lied about how many pre-sold tickets they had. I had to go to call American Express to get my funds returned to me because of their actions. Yeah, there's very few times where I did a convention last weekend that wasn't not Treasure Coast, but the one before, where it was a one-day con, and I went there expecting what I got. I broke even, and I'll probably do it for him again and just do what I did this time, which was take the family and kids to Universal. He did not misrepresent at all what his con was. He goes, "Hey, it's an $80 table, brother." He goes, they spend money when they're there. And he was right. The people that did come in, they came up to the booth that were interested in games, bought more than one item. They bought either Death Ray, Pixel Glory, or Ginger Dead. I had all those games there to do it, and he was right. They did spend money. Now, it just wasn't enough volume for me to, be yay! But I'll still give it another shot.
Right.
But GeekyCon, not a chance in hell. I never seen a show pull every single available person, like all the guests off the floor, for an hour and 45 minutes a pop.
To do what?
To do panels and all these other things because of the fan base. I never saw a place, it's all inclusive, so when you go there, signatures are free. But what happened is, the talent doesn't have the guests don't have to stay at their booths.
What do you mean?
They don't have to stay in their booths to do signing or
So
anything.
the talent's just meandering around the hall.
Meandering around, staying up,
So-
they stay mostly in the green room.
It's all inclusive, but you can't get near them to sign.
Yeah, because they come down and they sign for an hour and that's it.
Oh.
When you were saying meandering, I was like, actually, I don't know, I'm confused. That sounds kind of cool that the talent is.
Walking
Amongst the
around.
people.
Amongst them.
People.
They're in like their own little section.
They don't have to do anything. The one cool guy that was there was the one that does the Disney, that he does the song of the Happily Never After.
Oh, that guy?
The one that does like all the
I
princesses.
love that guy.
Oh, he was walking by, and I go, and he's walking in front of the table. I go, "Oh, it's you." And he looked at me and went like that. I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "My daughter loves your voice." He goes, "I hate." He's like, "For a while, I hated the sound of your voice." He started laughing. So, yeah, I'll never do another GeekCon again. I'll never do another. I probably will never do another Florida SuperCon or Animate either. I don't mind going on record for it. Unless something drastically changes, like saying along the lines that board gaming sucks, or board gaming sucks in South Florida, is a good way to make me not go back. So actually, yeah. So there's going to be a list of. We're going to start putting up a list of cons. We're going to do at the end of the year. We'll do the postmortem of shows that you should do. Like almost everybody should at least make. As if you're a board game designer, you should probably go without your company, just with like a prototype to. Gen Con is rough because it's so big.
So many people.
It's
Unless
so big.
the only way you go to Gen Con as a first year is to go there with somebody that you know in the industry, so they can show you around if they're willing to. If they're a friend of yours to take you around.
Hey, Mark.
I know, right? Yeah.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark. Can I buy you a drink? With water?
The water you cheap.
Gen Con was probably $4 or $5.
Huh?
Gen Con was probably $4 or $5.
I mean, that's why we brought our own.
It was such a good experience, though.
But that's one of the things that I like to do is I like to bridge those gaps. I mean, the biggest thing I'll tell you right now to give a warning to everybody that might be listening, that might come in, that they're, and I'm sure we'll have more sessions like these. Don't be a dick to me, and don't be a dick to anybody I like, or pretty much anybody in general that I can see. Huh?
Like us. Don't get to us.
No, it's not even that. I mean,
No, he doesn't like us. That's what I have to say.
because you never know who the friends are of the other people there.
Right.
You know, I should not have to say it, but don't name drop people, especially if you don't know them well. You know, just don't do it. I mean, it's best to just say, hey, you know, whatever. But if you know somebody in the industry, go with them to the events. If you're a new game designer, you need to go to BGG. You need to go to Dice Tower Con if you can get in. Go to unpubs where people like Stephen Avery, Robert Berg, Rich Alanius.
Let me branch off on that conversation. I saw a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot, but I saw people at Treasure Coast Comic Con. Some of the unpublished board game developers were going one of two routes. Either they went there, they got a booth, they were demoing their games at their booth, or they went in, they got their games, and they hung out at the place where the people were playing the games.
Okay. So, Anna, I want you to turn to the screen and say, hi, I'm new. Nope. If you want me to.
Hi, I'm new.
There. Perfect! I love Anne because she asks so many questions that a lot of you guys want to ask, and it helps with bringing up terminology. So, the tables that they're at is what they call the open play area. And what happens at a lot of events, if you don't go there to have, you don't need to go to a convention to have a booth to get your stuff looked at. Most conventions have open gaming tables that you can open up and start playing your game. It's called open gaming, demoing, and all that. I just wouldn't open up your thing and stay put at one table all the time with product on your table unless you paid for that, unless that's a service that's paid for. So a lot of those guys that are unpublished, like you're probably talking about Ken Shannon, you're probably talking about Brian Klein, Mana Forge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ken Shannon has, I can't even name his games because he's got like,
Stack.
he comes in the right way. So if you're a board game designer and you have multiple ideas in your head, bring various games with you in various stages of completion, because you'll find that this industry is very open with trying to help. And they don't usually ask for credit, although it's good to give credit when somebody's helped you on it. But they go walking in, bringing the entire thing in there, and they set up and they play games. And the good thing is if somebody plays your game and they say they have a game to play their game too. You know?
So this isn't something that's like taboo. This is something that's encouraged in the community.
Highly.
So when
it's
you
highly
say
encouraged.
like if you've got a game, okay, so the route, I guess the question that I was getting at is when you're saying, oh, go to BGGCon, go to DiceCon, if you've got somebody who's on the inside or promoting.
It's good to have somebody
What
on
are
the
the
inside.
pros and cons of taking your game and getting a booth, or taking your game and going to play in the open gaming area?
The only time that you're going to be taking your game to go into a booth and doing it is if you are ready to, your campaign is going,
Or
just
you can
ended,
sell.
or you're selling product.
But if it's not, then you think that it's better to go the other route, and you're in the open game.
There's no there's got to be, as a business perspective,
Yeah.
there's no, unless you're going there to, as part of another company, there's a demo out inside the booth there, because you're about to launch soon, you're usually better off just going there and sitting down at the table and doing open tables. Now, there's some cons that don't do that. Like Gen Con, no such thing as free open gaming tables. It's usually dedicated tables that you have to pay money for to be a part of.
That's all
That
it
was
was
frustrating. Yeah, the Gen Con's a beast there. But BGG, that's all it is. The size of the hall that we were in, imagine that went all the way through that other panel room to all the way to the end, and then double it. That's the enterprise room. It's massive. It fits several thousand people at once. So when you're doing that sort of thing, I would go there and just start posting up and playing your game. But always, if somebody plays a game with you and say, hey, I got this game, always say yes if somebody's done it for you. Unless you have to be at a panel or something of importance, but then say, hey, we need to sit down and do it. We need to sit down and play another game, play your game later on and make an appointment to do so.
So talking about having an insider show you the con.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Gen Con and it was a great experience because there were so many people there and we saw so many things and we talked to so many people. But I had more fun at Treasure Coast Comic Con because we knew you and we got introduced to that crowd and the community, and it was a whole different experience. Even though you could argue that Gen Con is bigger and better and whatever, I like the feeling of community with that one. And
Yeah.
I
think the contacts that we made, especially just people that are not only going to be able to help us out, but people that honestly do seem to want to help everyone out. You know, aside from their immediate group of friends or whatever, they want to expand the community. And if they see something that they like, they have no problem with throwing themselves down to help.
Yeah. And they'll throw out a lot of ideas.
it's a whole different experience.
Now, here's what I'll also say. I'm giving you the shortcuts on getting in, to doing it. It cuts a lot of time out. I did it the hard way. I went in with just Brad and myself. We went there knowing nobody. And but I'm an extrovert. I can walk into a crowd of people and get along
Really?
just better. No, yeah, really.
Really? Tell us more.
However, a lot of board game developers and designers are introverts, so it's kind of hard for them to break out of their shell. So that's why it's good to try to make friends with people on Facebook and stuff like that. Try to check and see if there's any local groups that you have going on that do unpublished events, where people do the exact same thing where they play the games right then and there. So I would try to do something of that nature to try to get at least one other person that you know, because it's always best going in with a friend. When you go in with a friend, you can sit down there and try to interact with all that. If you know somebody that's an extrovert, that's into games and all that, go with them because maybe they bridge your gap. However, even if you go in as an introvert, within probably the first 2 years, if you do traveling around quite a bit and you do a lot of the cons, you'll probably know everybody at one point in time or another. You'll probably meet everybody within the industry if you do a lot of those things. So, but that's what I would say. It's
Alright, so we should probably do the giveaway.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
So drum roll, please. I guess this is your last chance.
And if you haven't already.
If you haven't joined, this is your last chance to join up and possibly get a copy of Evil Genius Death Ray. That is the giveaway for this evening. And you want to show? Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Evil Genius Death Ray.
That's fine now.
Oh, okay. So, TP, you're going to pull that now, and we can announce the winner.
I am going to pull that out.
Announce the winner.
Let's see.
Now, Anne is ineligible to win this game.
Anne's
I don't think
ineligible.
she bought tickets for it.
I kind of hope that she did win it just so she could be denied the game again.
Again on camera.
Yeah.
So this one is my copy, guys.
Anne, if you haven't seen our Facebook live feed, Anne
You
actually.
are not allowed to win it.
I'm not winning it.
Oh.
I am in true Vile Genius Games fashion.
stealing it.
Stealing it.
You don't work for the company.
We were gonna steal all Mark's games at his booth. Because he just left it on the
That was so funny. You guys would have caused a really bad scene
It
there.
would have been hilarious if you
Like, we
were
weren't gonna steal. We were gonna like hide them behind the curtain or
Yeah.
something. Just like put them somewhere like.
I still would have been that would have been the wrong time to do that. So what they're talking about is we had an empty table inside the
And
hall.
of course, you take advantage. You put your stuff on it. Why
I
wouldn't
put my stuff on there because it was just good to be there because I figured I'd be spending more time in the hall. Lo and behold, I was too busy doing con work and running all over the place to actually enjoy the hall like I wanted to. So I had put a whole bunch of my product up there and just left it there. The cool thing about this sort of environment, most people are like, oh man, people would steal your product. Not a single thing was lost. And the vial decks are small. They're easily fit in somebody's pocket. Everybody, well, like, especially at that con, there was cops everywhere.
Yeah,
trying to
there
control
was.
it.
That was impressive. How much security there was. That was really
That
impressive.
was because, there's a whole bunch of this there. I don't want to put that out there.
Oh, okay.
It had nothing to do with anything that we did wrong. What's that? Oh, Patrick Siebert, when I made that whole list of please be here for the announcement, Patrick Siebert goes, what happened? I missed it.
You volunteered him for a crossover.
You did.
You did. That's what happened.
I said I shed a tear. So the with the officers and all that, it was a requirement. It was not an option for that. But with the cops there, nobody was touching anything because they didn't want nobody. I mean, nobody wanted any thought. But usually that's what happens at the cons. You can leave your stuff unprotected, and usually games and stuff like that, people don't touch. I mean, it might unless it's a real high value one. But it was, yeah.
And also, everyone was watching each other.
Yeah. People were watching me left and right.
I was the best Screech Dragon sales girl ever.
Did you make a sale?
Reach Dragon.
Okay, it's on Kickstarter, so.
So no, you didn't. So TP, who is the winner of the contest?
All right, let's do this. The winner of the contest is Grey Dyer.
Hey, great guy.
I love Grey Dyer. Grey Dyer's the best. He's been with us since like almost the very beginning.
Yeah.
He was on the very
He
first
was on the
stream.
very first stream.
Yeah.
So thanks, Grey. And you always, sometimes I think, oh, is he really watching? But then he just pipes in at the most random moments.
Yeah,
And
he's watching.
Grey Dyer's the best.
So, Greater, you want a copy of Evil Genius Death Ray. We're going to get that sent out to you as soon as possible.
Great hair's like.
Oh shit.
No, that wasn't what you.
Oh,
Oh,
poop.
shit.
Oh, poop. The brown word.
So you have to send us your address, Great
You
Dyer.
have to.
Now we know where you're
want
playing.
I'm only slightly disappointed that this is in plastic wrap because I think it would be really cool, Mark, if you signed it for Grey Dyer.
Great Dart, did you back Tales from the Taverns yet?
If you didn't, no
got a
signature
Sharpie?
for you.
You got a
Of
Sharpie?
course
I
you do.
got
Does
Sharpies.
that mean your signatures are worth $1?
I'm going to see how much he pledges, and I'll tell you how much I write.
There's a line.
One word.
See if he responds.
What you don't.
Oh, he said, no, I didn't pledge. You're gonna be like, screw you, Great Dyer. With your signature.
You know the way to make the fans judge.
No, I'm going to write demo across the entire thing.
You can't sell this on eBay.
I was super excited about being where we were in the board game room because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a giant Star Wars fan.
A little louder
Oh,
for the stream.
and the-
I am a giant Star Wars
There
fan.
you go.
And the 501st and the Mandalorian mercs were right there.
I was going to
So excited.
They did not have enough stormtroopers there.
The guy for the Mandalorian. Okay, so
Stormtroopers are not Mandalorians.
okay.
Has
bite
he
me.
responded yet? Did he
He said,
back?
sure, $5. I'm a poor student.
$5?
More than he's given us.
$5?
That's true.
Dollars.
Doll hairs.
Doll
hairs.
hairs. Yes.
Doll hairs.
How much is your signature worth, Mark? I
And
mean,
from
he doesn't want
off-brand, not Barbie doll hairs. Just putting that out there.
Well, here comes the you cannot sell it. Well, wait, hold on. Let's see if he pledges it first. Hold on.
So the guy for the mercs was saying that a lot of them are based out in Tampa, and they had a bunch of people, and then a bunch of the guys backed out last minute.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
But he was asking if we were going to go out to Tampa MegaCon.
Well, we
Which
got-
Anne really wants to go now.
He's holding his tongue.
Are we
Tampa
going
Me-
out to Tampa MegaCon?
Am
Mark?
I going out to Tampa
Are
MegaCon?
we, Pierre? Is there house call?
If you want me to go with you guys out to Tampa MegaCon, we probably could.
You're not
but
planning on it?
I'm not.
Why?
Because I don't think I'll make enough money there to justify that sort of expense this year. Unless I raise $10,000.
Just
Coat table.
Let's see here. So let's go through and we got some.
You're gonna have to wait a while, have to register and whatnot.
Oh, he hasn't registered for Kickstarter.
Brian Klein pledge. Thank you, Brian. Brandon Lassiter pledge.
So it was actually really
McDonald
funny you
pledge.
bring up the file
Hold on,
first.
real quick. Is John McDonald in chat?
John McDonald. Why does
Send-
that name sound familiar?
That's one of our viewers.
I know it is.
I don't remember who.
That's not Paige. No.
No.
I don't know if you want.
Hey, I noticed your
point out
campaign
who it
did
is, just so-
did well and has already secured a good amount of pledges. How about you read the freaking thing, Jen? Sorry.
What?
It's all the marketing campaign.
John, that's Mr. Frightful.
Yes.
Mr. Frightful.
Mr.
Thank you,
Frightful.
Mr. Frightful. I love you.
Even though you're not going
No,
to
I
have
haven't
for his wife.
I won't wrap it for your wife, Mr. Frightful, but send me a message on Kickstarter so I remember to do something nice for you on the box.
Aww. So what I was saying was, when I was at Star Wars Celebration 2 years ago, the Mandalorians and the 501st were there, obviously. Star Wars con, basically. And there was one Mandalorian that was walking around that was one of the My Little Pony characters crossed over with a Mandalorian. He got a lot of attention.
Ooh, got it.
He got it from Gridiron?
Ha.
Thanks, Grader, and that means we get 10%. And now, hang on.
Now,
So Grader
What's
says
that?
now. Grader says now the box is tainted. He doesn't want it anymore.
You said taint.
No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. That's me.
I was talking to them because I didn't understand
He even
where the
tweeted it.
Mandalorians came from, because the only Mandalorian that you see in the movies is Boba Fett and Jango Fett, but that has to do with the cloning, and I don't know, so whatever. So I was asking him about the Mandalorians, and it's become much more popular recently, the Mandalorian mercs.
Right.
And he was. I said, well, where? He was like, oh no, it's canon, it's this and that. I was completely oblivious, and I feel really weird being oblivious about something.
They added a lot of weird stuff
'Cause
to
you're a
canon
noob.
too. And I'm
Not
saying-
when it comes with board games, yes. All right, I will take my noob card for the board games. I'll take it. I will own it. I will ask the questions. I'm all right with that.
But
Star Wars and Doctor Who and video games and RPGs. I mean, I'm a nerd for a reason, right?
Okay, let's see.
Do you want
Can't read it out. Nope, don't read it out loud. He's now got to wait for it to get to his house. You only spent $5.
Oh, that's perfect.
No, let me see.
Don't you show it to him.
I will not.
God, you got handwriting like Josh.
It's much better than
I'm a much better typist.
He's got much better handwriting than me.
Aaron says noob and everything.
Hate you, Aaron.
But no, so one of the things that I know that they kind of weirdly added into Star Wars canon is the whole parsecs thing with the Millennium Falcon.
It actually makes sense
What do
the
you
way that the retcon around it.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's a distance it's a measure of distance, not
Right.
time. But the Kessel Run is where the Kessel mines are, a bunch of asteroids and all that.
Mhm.
And that system is loaded with it, so it makes it entirely on top of that. Makes
It's
lot
a
of
very
sense.
creative way to add that in correctly, and it is pretty cool. What? No.
Oh, 3
Your
hearts
phone
for
was
nothing.
charging. You needed to
I
have it
hope
back.
each one of those explode in your chest. That's how you know you're in love.
Love, true love,
Oh god.
Marriage.
marriage. So, any other questions?
How did I get to be so awesome?
You met me, that's how.
Questionable.
Question able.
So I guess that's it for tonight.
Well, then what I'll say to you guys is everybody that backs through Twitch Game Night, I will make it a point to try to do something special on the boxes next week when I'm here next
Friday?
week. Yes, I will be here next week.
The 30th.
And my special guest next week. Stay tuned to find out more.
Tune in next time.
So salty.
Will Mark ever get his tongue back?
Nope.
Will Mark get some shit? Get some.
Mark actually went.
Break out the death ray.
You know what's funny, Josh?
Oh yeah, who's the master now? You don't understand. The one thing about this industry is you gotta drink and take it like a man.
No,
Take it like a
no, because we need our DD.
Not if we're at a con, we're sleeping there.
When do we sleep at cons?
Oh, like
You sleep on the floor?
hotel there.
Hobo?
Shouldn't you over?
You sleep
That's
on the
what
roof?
that's what Uber's for.
Damn straight.
And if you're talking about
Safe
business,
bat
Uber's a
times,
business expense, yeah.
Safe bat channel transportation.
Yeah, that's how
Oh,
it works.
everything's a business expense.
No!
Yeah.
No!
If I need an
Yes.
Uber to get to my business meeting where alcohol
You're
just
gonna
happened
make
to
her
be
go
consumed,
crazy.
I'll make her
Or
switch. I'll make her switch all she wants. I can justify every single expense.
For your books.
Go through my books and you're gonna ask me about it, and you're gonna be like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Because
so
everything's an expense in one way or another.
yeah, if you want to see the drinking version of this game, join us on Friday the 30th. Watch
We need to
Josh.
get some ideas of what people want to drink. Because I am not doing shots, I'll tell you that much right now.
Nicole wants to let you know that next con we do, we better
Next
have a
con?
much better after party. Just okay.
Must
You
better
promised
have
debauchery,
Is that like debauchery?
yes, and
Well,
craziness.
Let me put it this way. Last time when I
and
said
we're worried that you just
No.
can't hang.
no, it's not that.
We're
No,
concerned.
no,
We're
that's-
concerned that you
you can
can't
be
hang.
concerned all you want.
And
Where the
hang.
hell were you all Friday night? That's it. Boom.
See, no, you said
That's
every
your damn
night,
fault.
every night we're like this. And
I promised.
Okay,
I said
where were
no.
you guys when I did 4 shots at once right at the Irish bar?
We were at the table next
you
to
did
you.
Table next to you.
You
You didn't do 4 shots right there with me.
Did you
I
tell us?
Yes.
3.
I yelled out, "Hey, bar wench, I want liquor now!"
That was right after we had ordered our shots.
And then she came over, and I said, "I want one of this, one of this, one of this,
That
one
I
of this,
heard.
one of
That's
this."
what I heard.
I didn't hear that.
And then everybody else at the table was like, "Holy crap!" And I said, "And bring it to me now." She brought that out there. I was like, and she brought like both. Like the one thing was like
She's
one of the-
spitting it too, I'm
Yeah, it was
sure.
a
If you
car.
talk to
Oh
her
no,
that
no,
way-
she
One
no,
was a bomb.
she saw me. When I walked in, I said I tip well. Don't worry, and I did tip well. That's my rule. When I become when I'm obnoxious at a restaurant,
I will
So
pay
always.
you for it.
I
So
always
always.
tip well.
So you always do well.
Because
Oh,
you're
oh,
always obnoxious.
yeah.
That was.
That's
Always-
what I'm
that's
saying.
the
That's
truth,
what I'm
yes.
saying.
I try to make my personal feeling is, and this should be everybody's philosophy, when you go into a restaurant, you try to give a positive experience to the waitresses by joking around, making fun, and doing as much as you possibly can, because every other douchebag
It's
in the
boring.
restaurant is probably going to be the exact opposite, and do not give usually the wait staff the recognition it deserves. So when I'm at a place, I try to have fun with them. I try to mess with them. Like when they come up and say, "How is everything?" Absolutely, positively horrible. Nom, 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 nom. So yeah, where were you is my counter question.
Them
Because
and
I
the
went
work,
boom,
the
boom,
work
boom,
obligations.
boom.
And, oh,
They were fun.
Can't hang.
And then I had
Music
to,
came on.
and then
it's
Matt
fine. You just gotta
Underwood from
prove it.
Zoe 101 came to chill with us and asked me to play a game of Evil Genius Death Ray.
Oh yeah, that awful game.
And then you got a stiffy.
Then I would get shell shocked.
So
But
much for PG-13.
if somebody can turn around and tweet his stuff out to 10,000 followers
Oh
and
yeah,
everything
hell
else,
yeah.
Oh,
I do
yeah.
that too.
Mama didn't raise no food. Just saying.
Don't let it win.
I'm still drinking beers. You guys,
Aaron got drunk.
Aaron,
we were all-
it takes a lot. Let me rephrase this. He was drinking beer and he got drunk. It takes a lot for him to get drunk off of beer.
He did-
Liquor,
We
he's a
did
pansy.
We did a couple shots at the bar though.
Maybe that's what it was.
We did 3 shots at the bar.
He's got an Irish liver. It takes quite a lot for him to get drunk off of beer, but liquor hits him. Like
yeah. Here's what Club Med looked like. I started with 2 doubles. The bartender wanted to get people just liquored up, so he
Yeah.
was slammed. So I have my adult V8, which is my Bloody Marys. I love having a Bloody Mary because my wife says I always have to drink a V8. Sure. Mine with liquor, please. Give me some vodka. It does count. Really? So what does the alcohol do? Kill all the vitamin and minerals?
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. You're full of shit. Bullshit.
It just goes to his brain cells.
Yeah, just.
If he had some to start off with, I would be concerned.
Oh, that's mean.
Who's good?
You're just because I didn't get your dad's ring. So they did a double thing of vodka, 2 of them. So I had 2 of those, and then Steve Avery He said, give me 10 of anything that you can make quick. So he got 10 Long Island iced tea.
He was a lot of fun to play board games with.
He is
I know we
awesome.
said it before, but he was a lot of fun.
I think he's my favorite part.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He was hysterical.
So then we went outside and we drank all those. And then we discovered that there was a quiet room inside with AC because I have issues with loud noises. So I hated
Were you
the
freaking out?
No, I wasn't freaking out. It was just my eyes were literally
Was it the Irish
were
pub?
blinking in sync. Like when at the fucking Irish pub, we would have stayed at the Irish pubs longer, but the crappy ass band started playing, and I'm sitting there trying to talk to you guys, and my eyes are going in sync with the music. They were like, and Anne's like, "Oh, poor baby."
I did.
I was like,
You're such a B word.
I was like,
Butthead.
Baby?
"Baby,"
She said the B word.
to me or to Anne?
To Anne. I
Oh,
said
she was
you said
being
B.
nice that time. So then, so there was this stupid. It was like a combination of reggae and Latin music, and it was we're all just like hating it. So we then went into the quiet room, and then I started having mojitos, and so I had like 4 mojitos, and yeah, we were toasty.
Where was our
So-
invite, Mark?
You worked there. You had an invite to go. You said you guys are coming up Saturday morning. I said, okay. Actually, I think I said it on the stream. It's your damn loss. I'm going to be having me some fun.
Say
I
fun just
don't
like that,
remember.
I didn't say that one. I said, I'm going to have me some fun. I was like, I tell everybody, try to always get to a con the night before because you have the pre-con. And you stay the...
So you stay Thursday and Friday and Saturday
and Sunday night, and then you go home Monday. That's my plan for almost every single con I do, because the last thing I want to do is be the guy that has to leave early.
But so much hotel expenses. And I've got these leeches coming with me.
You know what? Well, okay, so then if you look at it this way, you have 5 people staying in a hotel room. That's a hell of a lot less than me staying in a hotel room. You mean TP? You mean?
What?
Wait, hold on. Let me impersonate somebody that was on stream. That was on the stream. What, Saturday? So you could hook me up with her, right? I'm out.
Peace.
Hey,
Oh, can you hook my friend up with her?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was the
No. Screw your friend.
So with that,
So
If he had asked it about another person who was at the con, would you have said yes?
Wait, what?
I'll talk to her.
Okay.
the Zoe
So-
101 guy.
Oh,
I did not see that, by the way.
if Matt was sitting here like, hey,
Real talk, no sound.
Alright, we're unmuted. Don't say things or I will meet you again.
Okay, so
Things.
yeah, things were said.
And people.
Stuff and things.
People.
But yeah, so I guess we're gonna do our sign off now.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for joining us. This was a Twitch game night. Meow. A Twitch game night. Oh god, the cat is so bad. A Twitch game night
No, just stop
spotlight
and
session.
start over.
Okay. That's funny.
We broke back. Thank you everyone for joining us. This was a Twitch Game Night Spotlight featuring Tales from the Taverns, Legends of Goblin Houses. I forgot to give it the game.
I'm out.
okay, everybody.
Thank
This
you for
has been-
joining. Yeah, this has been a Twitch game night presentation of Tales from the Tavern, Legends of Goblins Past.
Spotlight.
This.
How is
Okay, everyone, shut up!
Wait,
Hold on.
Stop, stop, stop.
All right, let's see. which one of us could actually
But
get
wait,
it right.
I want to point out when they were talking about how to get into game reviewing, one of Patrick's questions about Twitch was, how do you guys handle it live?
Josh
This
is
is
just
how
like,
we
we
handle
keep going.
We keep going. Yeah, he
So-
always has to edit.
Thank you for joining us. This has been Twitch Game Night Spotlight featuring Tales from the Taverns, Legends of Goblins Past. Please back it if you haven't already. It's on Kickstarter now, and we'll throw that link up. And other than that, I'm TP, and I can do my exit right.
Oh, you did
So close. Better than you guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, catch me, Mark Sierens, and Tales from the Taverns, Legends of Goblins Past at FenCon.
Ah, you did it too.
I almost said FernCon, but Fern.
It's a plan.
FenCon 2016 in Fen.
N.
In Dallas, Texas, this weekend, September 23rd through the 25th. We will be demoing out Tales from the Taverns. We'll be having Evil Genius Death Ray and showing all sorts of great things. Thank you very much.
So yeah, thank you all for joining us. Follow us: Twitch, Twitter, Facebook,
Shameless
YouTube, all the
plug.
good stuff. Instagram now.
I gotta add that to the plan.
Yeah, we'll get there. And join us in Discord if you want to chat with us later. On tomorrow, we're going to be continuing on with our Twitch Plays Kingdom Death campaign. We're going into Lantern Year, oh god,
Something
nine.
Nine.
And we're going to be fighting the Kings.
Yeah.
Kingsmen.
And we got a
yeah.
shout out from Poot, so that was awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, Adam Poots mentioned us in their last email update, which was really, really cool. So we hope we're going to have some new viewers to interact with us and join along in the chat there. Maybe Poots will join us again himself.
And you do a Katie poll. I think I have that up.
I think I have that up.
And then join us on Thursday. We're going to be doing basically how to build a Dungeons and Dragons 5.0 encounter
Session.
session, one-shot session. So it's going to tag along with last Thursday we had our how to build a character session where Twitch created a character along with a few of the regulars from the stream. We created our own characters. On Thursday we're going to be creating a session between Twitch and Josh to have the characters play through, and we're going to play that the following day on Friday and see what you guys have in store for us. But other than that, join us here for our next spotlight to be announced.
Actually, remember Friday, September 30th, we are going to kill our livers with Tales from the Taverns, Legends of the Goblins Past.
There we go. So join us for that as well.
Thanks, Meeps and Peeps, for following.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us. This is Twitch Game Night signing off. I'm Matt.
I'm Josh.
I'm TP.
I'm Ann.
I am special guest Mark Sierens.
Sirens.
Sirens.
Bitch!
Good night, everyone,
Good
and
night.
see you all again soon.